tonight, sectional 20 title on the line. What are your 3 keys to victory for your ball club?
Well, like I told you, we have to continue to cut down on mill errors, and then when we cut down on mill errors, it cuts down on penalties. And when we cut down on penalties, then we have to make sure that we don't have turnovers. And defensively, we got to be good tacklers. And then in the kicking game, we got to make sure that we find ways to gain the hitting yardage. And, we work on those things every week, and we just try to stay solid in those 3 areas. And those are things that we watch very closely.
Coach, thank you so much for your time this afternoon, and best of luck tonight against Delta.
Yeah, thank you. And you guys stay safe.
Marion head coach James Bell joining us here on the Jones Auto Body pregame show. Our conversation with Delta head coach Chris Overholt is on the way. That and more coming up on the Jones Auto Body pregame show. You're listening to Muncie Sports Station 102.9 FM, 1340 AM, and search WXFN on your phone's apps.
Hi, this is David Cox, president of the Meeks Mortuary and Crematory. I've been in the service industry for 22 years, which means I've cared about this community for 22 years. It's something I don't take lightly. High school sports is an extremely important part of this community. Meeks Mortuary is a proud supporter of Delaware County high school sports. We believe being part of a team brings benefits to student athletes far beyond winning and losing. Have fun, but most importantly, compete with passion, character, and respect.
Hey, whenever you need your car fixed, go to Jones Auto Body. That's the choice you need to make. Their experience and expertise will help you diagnose what is going on with your car. They'll get the problem fixed and you back on the road again. If your car is looking a little rough, they'll fix paint chip, collision repair, dents, alignment, Jones Auto Body can help. Visit them off Memorial Avenue or give J.R. Fannin and his staff a call at 284-2593 to get started.
Jones Auto Body. Now you've got the leader on your side.
Over the long term, septic and plumbing system maintenance can save you money. Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown can install new systems and maintain or repair your current one. And remember, every election year, you should have your septic system pumped for optimum effectiveness. Check out Reed's Plumbing on Facebook for more information and in the monthly Great Deals magazine for special offers and tips all year. With the help of Reed's Plumbing, your plumbing and septic issues are taken care of. Proudly serving East Central Indiana. Call the best, flush the rest. Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown, 744-7950.
University Avenue Dental and Dr. Greg Pyle are focused on your total health. And now for more experience, they've added East Central Indiana native Dr. Nick Muchaham to strengthen their community and patient-focused approach. At University Avenue Dental, it's always a one-on-one approach with each patient to fully service their needs. The team at University Avenue Dental is proud to be in this community and support local athletics.
Charging up.
For more information, visit drgregpyle.com. That's drgregpyle.com on how they can help you.
It seems like applying for a car loan can take forever, but not at my credit union. They've accelerated the car loan.
I got a hunger burning inside me, satisfied by just one thing. So I run. The number 4 Pizza King. I'm gonna ring the king. The king delivers. I'm gonna ring the king. An incredibly delicious royal beef pizza on the best crust you ever tasted. Ring the king. Pizza King.
Our promise to find a safe vehicle for your kids, kept. Our promise to find a truck that can tow, kept. Our promise to find a flashy summer fun sports car, kept. At the all-new Gray Hubler Ford, when we make a promise, we keep it, including our low price promise.
And now get 1.9% financing for 60 months during the Ford Summer Sales Event.
The all-new Gray Hubler Ford. Promise kept.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
Gaddis Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Muncie is your new and used vehicle dealer in Muncie. Drive the stylish and roomy 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude with 4-wheel drive. The 2020 Ram 2500 Laramie Crew Cab has a 6.7-liter i6 engine to get the job done. And the customizable 2020 Ram 1500 and Ram 2500 for any size workload. Gaddis Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is on the corner of Centennial and Wheeling in Muncie. And browse the entire inventory at BillGaddisChrysler.com.
The legacy I want to leave behind is a better world. My father was in the Army, my grandfather was in Vietnam, my uncle was in Vietnam. It's just in my blood. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing once you look at it and see the bigger picture of it all. I just feel like we don't have enough people who want to step up and lead anymore. That's how I try to live my everyday life. I try to just help young people. That's our future. And so if we can build them up at a young age, it's their world at that point. I just want this world to be better than what I came into. The legacy I want to leave is just to build young people and to make them stronger, mentally and physically. I'm Private Christian Sufront. I'm a 92 Yankee Unit Supply Specialist with the Tennessee National Guard.
Into the third or fourth quarter, they step up and make big plays for us. So a few more of our playmakers and our defense, if they bring it tonight, I like our team.
We talked a little bit about Brady Hunt, the senior, earlier in terms of the rushing game and his effectiveness there with Evan Conley. But through the air, he has stepped up, and the senior has made plays when needed in the games that are close. How much confidence do you have in his arm, and how difficult is that to stay sharp all year long when you have 6 games where you've only completed less than 10 passes?
Oh, very confident. Brady's done a great job throughout the course of his career. When teams want to load the box and force us to throw the ball, he has always answered the ball. I think there's usually 2 or 3 games each year where we get that, where a team is very stubborn. They said they're going to take away the run. And I believe in all those games Brady's had 3 to 4 touchdowns, 300 yards passing. So I'm very confident in him and his decision-making if he has to go to the
Coach Chris Overholt of the Delta Eagles joining us here on the Jones Auto Body pregame show. And Coach, on the other side for Marion, Khalid Stamps, the 1,000-plus yard rusher, is going up against your defense tonight. How much pressure does that put on your defensive line and your linebackers?
Oh, quite a bit. He's a very talented player. A fine young man. I mean, he has run for 1,000 yards in 2 seasons in a row. And so he's just very talented. You have to be very aware of where they line him up and where he's at. And then your fits have to be good. You have to know where he's going to bounce to and take away some of those cutback lanes. And I felt like we had a good week of practice, and we'll kind of find out where we're at once the ball's in the air.
Lastly for you, Coach, the big question tonight. What are 3 keys to a victory on the road at Marion to bring a Sectional 20 title back to Delta?
That's big. It's a culmination of a lot of hard work that we start every year in January in the off-season. And this senior class, they started their 8th grade year. Second semester, they started lifting. They bought into the program and what we have. So it's a validation of what we have as a culture. But I'm just, before the game even starts, I'm really proud of these guys. This has been a heck of a season with a lot of adversity, and they've already proven that they're champions, and it would just be nice to get the trophy to go along with it this evening.
Absolutely. We appreciate your time this morning, and best of luck against Marion this evening, Coach.
Thank you very much.
That was Delta head coach Chris Overholt joining us here. The pregame interview is brought to you by State Farm agent Jason May. Make sure you're getting all the discounts you deserve by calling Jason at 747-7100. More coming on the Jones Auto Body pregame show. You're listening to Muncie Sports Station 102.9 FM, 1340 AM, and search WXFN on your phone's app store.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect pizza toppings or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. That's why I'm here, Jason May, State Farm in Muncie, to help you select the right protection at the right price. I will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you know what to expect if the unexpected happens. At State Farm, the Jason May Agency, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call us at 747-7100. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, Adam Brown here with Tuffy Auto Service Center in Muncie. We want to first express our appreciation for this community who has supported us during this time. Our job here at Tuffy isn't to sell you a bunch of stuff you don't want or need. It is to educate you on your car and let you make the decision. I believe that God has put us in a spot to truly make an impact on this community. We will always put customers first. We will always have your best interests at heart. So next time you need a car repair, big or small, come see the guys at Tuffy on McGalliard Road, just east of
Better night for football. I'm attorney Mitch Bauer. Maybe you've heard some of my commercials in the past and wondered, who is this guy? Well, I graduated from Delta High School in 1988 and Ball State in 1992. After graduating from law school just 3 years later, I've represented over 1,000 folks with their injury claims. I've done so with great success, 0 disciplinary complaints, and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If you've been injured and need help in dealing with the insurance company, call me at 282-0282 or visit MitchPippinLaw.com. Are you up for a challenge? The YMCA of Muncie challenges you to a free 6-year-strong challenge. Here's your commitment. 20 minutes per day, 5 days a week, from your living room. This challenge is not only challenging you physically, but poised to build your mental strength as well. Do you have what it takes? You'll be able to tell. MuncieYMCA.org for more information. Tell your friends and family about this free 6-week strong challenge from the YMCA of Muncie. Going on now. It's been a few years for a better us.
This is Karen Dahl with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group. Today's real estate market is one of many challenges. When you and your family are ready to take the next step, you are going to need someone with the experience and the expertise to help you navigate your way through the process. I have the training and the resources to help you make your dreams come true. Just remember, Karen Dahl and Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, guiding you home.
University Avenue Dental and Dr. Greg Pyle are focused on your total health. And now for more experience, they've added East Central Indiana native Dr. Nick Muchaham to strengthen their community and patient-focused approach. At University Avenue Dental, it's always a one-on-one approach with each patient to fully service their needs. The team at University Avenue Dental is proud to be in this community and support local athletics. For more information, visit drgregpyle.com. That's drgregpyle.com on how they can help you.
You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
Welcome back to Marion High School this evening as we get set for the Sectional 20 championship game. This is the Jones Auto Body pregame show here on Muncie Sports Station. It's time for the keys to the game, brought to you by Karen Dahl of Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group.
Well, first of all, for the Delta Eagles, I think it's really important for them to establish the run, shorten the game. Marion's got a lot of playmakers on their side of the field, and Delta wants to keep possession of the football. And if you're Marion, it's continue to do what you do with Khalid Stamps all year, and don't change what you're doing. And for both teams, really, is to play a clean game. This is a championship game. Nerves are going to be, there. So, for both teams, it's, don't turn the ball over. Not a lot of penalties. That's how you win sectional championships.
Karen Dahl of Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group is here to help you through one of the biggest processes you and your family can make. Whether it's buying or selling, Karen's expertise is what you need to take the next step. Please remember, Karen Dahl and Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, guiding you home. You mentioned those turnovers here. Coming into this game, Marion's defense has forced a turnover in 7 straight games. Only twice all year have they gone a game without forcing one turnover. How much pressure can Delta put on Marion's offense if they can hold on to the ball and limit their possessions?
Well, like we said, one of the biggest things that Delta has in their advantage is they have a Division I quarterback in Brady Hunt. This is his 3rd year as a varsity starter. He's been through these games. He's been through 3 full seasons. He knows how to take care of the football. So that's an advantage that Delta has. That Marion, playing some inexperienced teams before this game, Delta really needs to rely on Brady Hunt to make the right decisions tonight.
This has been the Jones Auto Body pregame show. Jones Auto Body fixes paint, chips, collision repairs, and more. Give J.R. Fanning and his staff a call at 284-2593 so they can diagnose your problem in your car and get you back on the road. Jones Auto Body is proud to support all 3 area schools. As we get set for the kickoff teams taking the field here, the Delta Eagles, the road team, they will play in the white uniforms with black number, black helmets with the white numbering on the helmets, black numbering and lettering on the jerseys, the black pants. Delta on the other, Marion on the other side, getting set to take the field for the coin toss. And Rob, as we get set for this game here, we've talked about Brady Hunt. We look at the quarterback for the other side in QB Jones. He keeps the ball on the ground a lot, only 54 passing yards per game for this Marion team. How do they use him on the ground to be effective without taking those snaps away from Khalil Stamps?
Sure. Well, one of the things that they've got to do is use QB Jones as a runner. That adds an extra blocker to the line, and Marion utilizes that a lot this year. They don't rely on QB Jones to throw the ball a lot, but when he does, he's been fairly accurate. He does have more interceptions than touchdowns this year, but he has grown as the season's gone on and has done a really nice job for them.
56 carries on the year, 355 yards. He's only attempted to pass 45 times. As Marion gets set, they take the field in front of their home crowd. They will wear their home purple uniforms. Both the shirts and the pants will be purple-white with a little bit of yellow on the numbering to outline it, and the purple helmets. Pretty solid crowd on hand here at Dick Luton Stadium for this sectional championship. All in all, with the COVID protocols, that could play a factor here. Even with a reduced crowd, those can be big in playoff games.
Absolutely, and Marion's got a nice crowd over there. Delta's got a great crowd. This should be a great night. Like I said, it's November 6th, and most of the players are in short sleeves, and that was not expected.
Not at all. You would not expect that here in November, especially in the state of Indiana, but we'll see if that plays for a cleaner game rather than being cold. Typically, that's how it will go in the month of November here in Indiana. As we get set for the coin toss here at Marion High School, will get set for the kickoff as well. The kickoff is brought to you by Sheriff Gosling Roofing. Your roof is there to protect your family, so make your doing what you can do to protect them. Sheriff Gosling Roofing has been helping families for generations. Remember to call Pete Dahl, y'all, or look them up at roryfreeroofing.com. Both teams have taken back to the sidelines here. 8-2 on the year for the Delta Eagles. They come off a win over Fort Wayne. Both teams played a team from Fort Wayne last time. One Fort Wayne and one Fort Wayne Southside. So both had the out-of-region opponent, we'll put it that way. Now they get the in-region proximity. These games are a little bit more fun for kids?
Absolutely. This is Delta and Marion have met up a few times over the last few years in football. I think Marion holds a 2-1 advantage, and all of those meetings have been in the sectional the last couple of years, and they've actually had a really good basketball game where the Marion Giants upset the Delta Eagles that were undefeated a few years ago in the regional championship in front of a sellout crowd. Great game. So Delta and Marion starting to develop a little bit of a rivalry here.
Captains meet at midfield. We'll take a look at the coaches. Marion's James Bell in his first season with the program back in 2018. Craig Chambers took the team to a sectional title and went on to take the regionals as well. The last time Delta won a sectional championship was back in 2016. So both teams still waiting for that whiff of success. A lot of guys that might have been young the last time it happened or might have not have been in the program, and especially like we heard in the pregame interviews, on a year like this, it means a little more.
It does, and for these seniors, every game from this point on can be your last game. So you really want to leave it all out on the field, and I don't think we'll see anything less from both teams tonight.
We get set for the kickoff here at Marion. Delta has lost the coin toss, so Marion decides to defer, and they will kick off to begin the game. They'll kick from right to left. In to kick off for the Marion Giants will be Kyle Court. 44 kickoffs, he's handled them primarily the whole year, only 2 that he has not taken, 5 of which have resulted in a touchback. Delta back deep to receive is Trevor Edgerton. Clear skies, 52 degrees on this night up here at northern half of Indiana as the ball is booted into the air, high end over and kick. Edgerton comes towards the near sideline to field it at the 5. Now up to the 10, through the middle, has a hole at the 25, but he gets hit on the side by a Marion defender. That was Josh Balfour making the stop, and that's where Delta will take over.
Nice return from Trevor Edgerton on that play. That gives Delta pretty good field position here at about the 26-7-yard line, and we'll see what they do. I would expect we'll see a lot of a ground game here from Delta.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both offense and defense. Starting lineups brought to you by Mitch Pippen, attorney at law. Brady Hunt, the quarterback, he's in the shotgun. Evan Conley beside him, trips to the far side. He'll give the handoff to Conley, who goes right up the middle. He's got a hole, and he's loose. Up to the 40, 45. One man to beat. It's Balfour, and he can't do it. He will be rolled down, but he keeps his feet moving and takes it all the way down to the 34-yard line. So he plows ahead for a gain of over 40 yards, and just like that, they're into Marion territory.
Well, and you see the speed of Evan Conley, as big and strong as he is, and ran past the Marion Giants and then carried 4 or 5 of them for an additional 5 yards.
Hunt with Conley next to him. Trips to the near side. Shotgun formation, snap, same play, right up the middle, same hole. He has another one. He tries to stiff arm a defender for Marion, and he can't do it. That's Zamir Burnett on the tackle. He's in the free safety position today starting out. Josh Balfour, who we've mentioned, also in the secondary with them. Ty Coleman, Aiden Fisher, Marquise Smith, Jaquan Williams, and David Jones round out those starting lineups for Marion. The starting lineups are brought to you by Mitch Pippen. When players get injured, they have a team of doctors that help get them back on the field. If you've been injured and think you may have a claim, you may need a team as well. Call Mitch Pippen for a free consultation at 282-0282 or visit his website at mitchpippinlaw.com. Another carry from Conley on the third play from scrimmage. Does not get a first down. The first one he has not had that resulted in that, but they're all the way down to the Marion 8-yard line. Ball rest on the far hash. First drive of the game for the Delta Eagles. Shotgun formation once again. Trips to the near side. Second down and 3. A handoff, or a quarterback keeper on the quarterback option play, and Brady Hunt will not make it very far before he gets stuffed back. Might have been given forward progress up to the line of scrimmage, but it'll bring up a critical third down on this first drive.
Yeah, this is a big third down. It's 3rd and 4 from the 7-yard line. This is going to be really a statement possession here for Delta.
Under center for the first time is Hunt. He'll take the snap. He'll push ahead, and he needed 3. He might have gotten 3 inches on the play, and that will set up third down. And that almost looked like a play that was going to be setting up going forward on 4th down.
And Delta's run that the last couple of weeks with Brady Hunt, kind of a modified quarterback sneak, and Marion was ready for it on that play.
They'll turn to the sidelines and use some of the play clock. Clock runs under 10 minutes here. First possession for Delta, no score. 4th down and 3. Ball rests just inside the 8-yard line of Marion. We've seen Hunt carry the ball a pair of times, and 3 times from Conley. They've moved the ball down the field well, but now it's 4th down. 6 in the box for Marion. Man in motion for Delta. Flags fly. There'll be a false start, and that'll back them up 5 more yards.
Yeah, and they kind of were trying to be patient there on that play and wait for the play clock to come down, but one of the offensive linemen got a little antsy.
Javon Whitfield, the man in motion, and we've seen them use him a couple different ways the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's lined up at receiver. He's lined up at running back, and started the season as a running back, but such a great athlete that you got to find a way to get him on the field somehow.
60 carries on the season for him, just over 300 yards. Brady Hunt needs 8 with his offense here to keep them on the field. 4th and 8 from the 13-yard line. He'll roll out to the right to pass. Looking to throw. He'll throw towards the end zone, and it's picked off. Marion has the ball picked off on the play down in the corner of the end zone by Tyvon Coleman. And that will be that turnover that Marion forces that we always talked about in the pregame show. And they'll start deep in their own territory.
And a really big play for Marion right there. Delta moved the ball right down the field and came up a little short, but Marion's going to be pinned back here. Let's see if the Delta defense can take advantage of it.
Life into this crowd early as Marion's offense comes onto the field for the first time. I'll take a look at their starting lineups. QB Jones, the junior quarterback, more of the running variety as we talked about in the pregame show. Cleared Stamps, over 1,200 yards on the season. Receiving core of Javion Davis, Ty Coleman, and Josh Balfour, a couple guys we saw in the secondary. First play from scrimmage will be a handoff up the middle, and it'll go for a gain of about 2 yards down there. Making the stop as a host of Eagle tacklers. That was Cleed Stamps. They're set up 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, got him a little bit of breathing room right there.
On the defensive side for the Delta Eagles, headlining it, Logan Drown in the linebacker position. Riley Wooden, Hunter Wallace, and Isaiah Brewer stepping in for Evan Conley, who left to take up the running back role. Also mixing in there with them playing evenly is Grant Williams, who will not start in this contest. The line is rounded out by Dylan Maynor. Back in shotgun is Jones, standing on his own goal line. He'll hand to Stamps again, and Stamps finds a hole up the middle shortly, but he'll get dragged down about the 9, and it'll set up 3rd down and about 2 yards from inside their own 10-yard line.
And again, you're seeing Marion, with Khalid Stamps, you see what they want to do, and they're not going to disguise it. This is how they play.
3rd down and 3. First set of downs for Marion in this game. Their first drive. Delta's drive was picked off on 4th down near the goal line. No score here early on. 8 minutes and counting to go in the first quarter. Wasting time in the play clock is QB Jones. We'll get back into the shotgun formation. Stamps, quarterback keeper for Jones, who is trying to get outside the numbers to the far side, and he will stumble over his own feet. Over there chasing him for the Eagles on the outside was Carson New. And that'll bring up 4th down and bring on the punting unit for the Marion Giants.
Good stop for the Delta Eagles, and you can see Marion trying a little trickery on that play. QB Jones keeping it instead of handing it to Khalid Stamps, but just lost his footing.
Edgerton back to receive for the Eagles, standing on the 45-yard line of Marion. Into punt, J.D. Fagan, 24 punts on the season. He's standing on the back of the eye in his own end zone. High snap, he'll get it off. Right-footed punt, short, high, and wobbly. It'll bounce down at the 31. Take a little bit of a Marion bounce, and very beneficial for them. It'll roll all the way out to the 47 untouched, where it will be picked up down there by the kick coverage team. That is Tyven Coleman for the Giants. And we have a moment here while the teams change possessions to remind you, Sheriff Gosselin, your roof is there to protect your family, so make your doing what you can do to protect them. Sheriff Gosselin Roofing has been helping families for generations. Remember to call Pete Dahl, y'all, or look them up at worryfreeroof.com. 1st and 10 this time. The Delta Eagles start in Marion territory. It only took one play last time for them. And what does Marion need to do to shore up that middle of the defense?
Well, the Delta offensive line did a nice job those first couple possessions, but Marion, did a nice job at the goal line to keep him from running through the middle. We'll see if Delta makes an adjustment here.
Back into the game, Brady Hunt, the senior quarterback, will hand off up the middle. Conley breaks one tackle, and he'll fall forward to the 39, where he's met by a host of tacklers, amongst them Zamir Burnett from the free safety position. He'll still gain 8 yards, and he'll set up 2nd down and 2.
It's, Evan Conley already with over 60 yards rushing on 3 carries, and Delta's, I think they're going to just continue to pound it.
He's had 100+ yards in every game since he's taken over, and he'll get the carry this time on the outside. He'll get tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, but managed to stumble his way past the 1st down marker. Coming up to make that tackle from the rover position was David Jones. His coach described him as big and strong, likes to play the line of scrimmage, and he did just that there, but it wasn't enough to stop Conley. He'll move the chains. Now the ball at the 35 on the far side.
Yeah, and you can see the strength of Evan Conley. He got tripped up behind the line of scrimmage and fell forward for 2 or 3 more yards.
Shotgun formation. The back is Conley to the left of Hunt. Hunt will keep it on the quarterback. Reed will get up the hole, up past the 20, fall forward. The ball's on the ground. They'll say he is down, and that will go for a gain of 21 yards all the way down to the 14-yard line. And the Delta Eagles are on the move right now, and a quick timeout will be called by Marion just to give that defense a break, and we'll take a break with them as well. 6:05 to go, no score here. Second drive of the game for Delta. They're knocking on the door. You're listening to Muncie Sports Station 102.9, 1340 AM, and search WFXN on your phone's app store.
Are you up for a challenge?
I got a hunger burning inside me, satisfied by just one thing. So I run to the phone and dial the number for Pizza King. I'm gonna ring the king. The king delivers. I'm gonna ring the king. An incredibly delicious royal feast pizza on the best crust you ever tasted. Ring the king. Pizza King.
Your total health. And now for more experience, they've added East Central Indiana native Dr. Nick Muchaham to strengthen their community and patient-focused approach. At University Avenue Dental, it's always a one-on-one approach with each patient to fully service their needs. The team at University Avenue Dental is proud to be in this community and support local athletics. For more information, visit drgregpyle.com. That's drgregpyle.com on how they can help you.
Muncie's Sports Station, WXFN, Muncie, 1340 AM, and W275 AJ Muncie, 102.9 FM.
Back here at Marion High School, where Brady Hunt kept it on the quarterback keeper but got stopped right at the line in there amongst the tacklers. Martave Smith from the defensive tackle position set up 2nd down and 10 from the Marion 14-yard line. Under center this time is Hunt. He'll go on the stretch play to the left side to Conley, who gets through a hole, fights over some defenders, and gets up to the 10-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, another strong run by Evan Conley, and like I said, this is, probably 4-down territory again for Delta, but I think you might see him keep it on the ground a couple times.
3rd down and 6, ball rests just outside of the Marion 9-yard line. They'll take their time here getting to the line. 6 in the box for Marion. They show pressure on the outside now. Brady Hunt, the senior quarterback, will look back over to the sidelines. 14 touchdowns through the air this year, only 4 interceptions. Has done a good job of taking care of the ball. Under center he is with 2 wide receivers split out. In man in motion is Whitfield. He'll catch the toss coming around on the jet sweep. He'll get past one tackler and tries to wiggle his way down to the 1st down marker. He'll come up just a bit short at the 6-yard line and set up 4th down and short, similar to what we saw last time.
Exactly, and that was the first time that Delta's kind of run that kind of long sweep around the end, and Javon Whitfield did a good job of getting down there close to the 1st down to make this manageable.
4th down and 2, 0 of 1 tonight already on 4th down is Delta. Under center is Hunt. Back in a 3-point stance behind them is Conley. They'll turn and look to the sidelines now. And now they will take a timeout on the play, so something they want to discuss here, make sure they have everybody on the same page.
Yeah, and this is a big play right here. Delta, obviously the first possession ended in a turnover down here, and they've been knocking on the door, and in games like this, you've got to take advantage of when you get down here in the red zone, and you've got to put points on the board. So this is a big call right here.
Take a moment during this timeout to let you know Mancino's is a proud sponsor of Delaware County High School football on WXFN. The full meal deal is available at Mancino's in Muncie. Your favorite pizza or grinder finished off with a visit next door to the sweet shop. Come in or pick up if you're on the go. Mancino's in Muncie on Bethel Ave, a passionate supporter of high school sports in our community. If you're on the Marion side here, are you loading the box in anticipation that they're going to go straight up the middle as they've done all game?
I think you have to. I think, Delta's shown, through their first 2 possessions that they want to get Evan Conley going, and the best success that they've had to this point is through the middle.
Conley averaging 7.5 yards plus per carry, and he's showing every bit of it today on the ground, already up near 100 yards in this contest. Under center, back split out. Whitfield on the side. The stretch play will go to Conley. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and taken down in the backfield. That is Aiden Fisher, the Rover linebacker on the right side of the field. And for the 2nd straight series, the Delta Eagles are stopped on 4th down.
And that's a big momentum booster for the Marion defense. They know that they can, stop Delta down here. And if you're Delta, you've got to regroup. You've moved the ball really well on 2 possessions. You've just come away with no points.
4:03 to go in the first quarter, and they waste no time getting the Marion Giants offense back out on the field for a 2nd time. They stalled on a 3-and-out last time and resulted in a punt. They start with bad field position this time once again on their own 9. Jones in the shotgun formation. He'll hand off to Stamps, who makes one guy miss at the line. He'll get out to the outside. Now to the near side, cuts back in. Dragged down by the shoulder pads out there on the side by the cornerback Parker Folletic. The outside, but it's a gain of 5 and sets him up.
Parker Folletic made a nice tackle on that play, but Trevor Edgerton did a nice job of making that play come back in towards the defense and preventing that to be a bigger gain.
They do like to spread the offense out with Marion. They play the 4 wide receivers in Coleman, Balfour, Delgado, and Davis. 2 to each side on this play, but they'll go up the middle to Stamps. He has a hole, spins off of one tackler, can't get away from the next one. That's Logan Drown, who would not let him go at the linebacker position. It will move the chains for the first time tonight for the Marion offense. 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
Yep, nice run of 10 yards for Khalid Stamps, and like you said, Marion is not secretive about what they're going to do. They're going to run the football, and it's going to be Khalid Stamps.
Stamps, their feature back, 5'6", 175, not a big back, but he is quick. This time he'll concede the play and roll out of bounds, being chased over there on the sides by both Mitchell Whitmer and Trevor Edgerton, as he had nowhere to go. He even lost maybe a half a yard, but he set up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, good job by the Delta defense of stringing that out, and Stamps just did a nice job of trying to get back to the line of scrimmage.
4th possession of the game between the teams, the 2nd one for Marion. No score here early on, 1st quarter, 3:06 to go. Ball resting on the near side, 25-yard line for Marion. Stamps is a big play threat according to his coach. He'll get the ball again on this one, makes a cutback right before the line of scrimmage, falls out for a 2-yard gain maybe, set up 3rd down and 8.
Well, again, Marion's run 7 plays, and we've seen Khalid Stamps carry the ball 6 times. So, 3rd and long here puts them, behind the 8 ball, but I wouldn't be surprised if Stamps gets it again.
They'll send trips over to the far side with them. Balfour and Coleman down there, as well as Delgado. The lone wide receiver to the near side is Javion Davis. 10 to get the snap off, still looking to the sidelines, is QB Jones. More of the option quarterback, but can throw it when needed. This time he will, out on the screen pass over to Balfour, who's going to try to get around the edge. He gets out to the 30, pushes his way forward, and he's hit right at the marker, and they're going to mark him down just short. He just tried to keep his feet moving and push through 3 Delta defenders, but they wouldn't let him go.
He did. Stopped him just about a yard short of the 1st down, and this is going to be an interesting call for Marion. You've got to have a little bit of confidence in your defense the way they've played, and I don't know that you go for this, and Marion is going to punt.
J.D. Fagan will march back out. Last time, punted from the back sideline of his own end zone, got it out near midfield, so a decent punt in the high school game, about 50 yards net. In reality, about almost 60 yards. Back deep, Edgerton will stand heels on his 30-yard line. Just outside his own 20 this time is J.D. Fagan. No score here at Marion High School. Low spiraling snap. It's dropped when he caught it, but he gets the punt away. Wobbling side-to-side kick. Edgerton will field it at the 29-yard line, and that's where Trevor Edgerton and this Delta offense will take over.
And a good job by the punter from Marion. The low snap and bobbled it. Really did a nice job and got away a really, really good punt, and Delta's going to start at their, looks like about the 29-yard line.
2 teams that average over 30 points per game, looking like they may have to find a way to win a different ball game here tonight.
Yeah, there's 1:28 left in the 1st quarter, and we've got no score, and the game's moving pretty quickly, and obviously that can pick up, and Delta's knocked on the door twice, but just hasn't been able to cash in.
Back in the shotgun is Brady Hunt. Conley is the back. He'll take the handoff, go up the middle, a large pile pushing from both sides, and he continues to move his feet and push forward. He'll turn what was a gain of 2 into a gain of 5. A little bit of compliments to his offensive line there.
Absolutely, and another thing that you can't simulate in practice, and this is what Marion is facing right now on defense, is Evan Conley is so strong, and he just doesn't go down and continues to push, and Marion's going to have to make some adjustments on that as the game goes along.
Front line of Wooden, Brewer, Mick, Schaefer, and Edwards averaging out to 245 pounds, and used it right there. Shotgun formation again, this time the quarterback keeper for Hunt. He'll try to squeeze his way through the middle. He will not have as much luck as Conley did, as he'll go down right at the line of scrimmage and set up 3rd down and 5.
No, another good job by the Marion front defensive line and not letting Brady Hunt get through, and sets up a big 3rd down and 5 here for Delta.
They'll have to run one more play here, 7-second differential play clock to game clock as we run under 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Still no score. Third drive of the game for Delta, and they've moved the ball proficiently more than the Marion Giants. This time rolling out the pass is Brady Hunt to the near side. He has his wide receiver on the outside all the way down to near the 50-yard line for the Eagles, and that's Titus Hill. And that'll move the sticks as he'll get out to the 47-yard line. And there's another first down. They can run another play if they would like here. 12 seconds to go once they run the clock. No reason to if they don't want to.
Then you can see the touch that Brady Hunt had. That was a very, very nice pass to Titus Hill out of the backfield and just put it right in the right spot and first down for Delta.
Back under center for Brady Hunt. Sends a man in motion. That's Hill. He'll go to the stretch play with Conley. He'll go to the outside. Gets upended at the 48-yard line. Coming up to make the stop was Zamir Burnett from that safety position. That's his second tackle of the game. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter here at Marion High School. No score between the Eagles and the Giants. Delta has the ball when we start the second quarter next. You're listening to high school football coverage from Muncie Sports Station 102.9, 1340 AM, and search WXFN in your phone's app store.
In 1930, H.J. Lehman opened his heating and electric business in downtown Muncie, now 85.
Our promise to find a safe vehicle for your kids, kept. Our promise to find a truck that can tow, kept. Our promise to find a flashy summer fun sports car, kept. At the all-new Greg Hubler Ford, when we make a promise, we keep it, including our low price promise.
And now get 1.9% financing for 60 months during the Ford Summer Sales Event.
The all-new Greg Hubler Ford. Promise kept.
What is going on with your car? They'll get the problem fixed and you back on the road again.
Scratch that, we're going a minute, so we'll be back after this one.
Paint shop, collision repair, dents, alignment, Jones Auto Body can help. Visit them off Memorial Avenue or give J.R. Fannin and his staff a call at 284-2593.
I think that might have been Titus Hill's first punt of the season.
You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
Back here at Marion High School Dick Luton Stadium, where we're scoreless through a quarter between Marion and Delta. Delta has the ball back onto the field near midfield. It rests just outside the 48-yard line of the Eagles. Shotgun formation. Conley in the backfield. He'll take the handoff out of the shotgun. Breaks through one tackler. Gets up into Giants territory for a gain of 4. Set down third down and 5. Marquis Smith, the guy that couldn't bring him down there, he's shown effectiveness both speed-wise and power-wise.
And he's very unique as big and strong as he is. He's one of the alternates on the 100-meter relay team, on the track team. So not only is he strong, but he's fast as well.
Third down and 5. We've seen them pass twice out of third down situations. They'll do it a third down here. Rolling to his right is Hunt. He'll air one out down the field, and he was looking for Logan Maynard, but he could not get him. He overthrew it by about 5 yards, and that will force the first punt of the game, which Brady Hunt will stay in and do himself. Only the 4th punt of the season for Delta. They don't punt the ball much.
No, they don't, and that looked like just a little miscommunication. That Logan Maynard kind of cut off his route, and Brady Hunt thought he was going a little bit deeper, and he was open, and opportunity missed there for Delta.
Josh Balfour, who we've seen play receiver in this game, make a couple of tackles on defense, will now go back to receive the punt. He stands toes on his own 15. On his own 40 is Hunt, who fields a perfect snap, launches a kick, end over end, fielded by Balfour at the 20. He'll take it up 30, down to the 35, up to the 40 before he's run out of bounds by a pair of Delta defenders at the 45-yard line. In amongst them was Logan Drown, the linebacker. And now Marion, who has had the ball a couple times, they haven't moved it very well, but they've relied on their defense. What do they need to do here?
They have. Still, I think you stick with the game plan and Khalid Stamps, and this is the best field position they've had. They stopped Delta down inside the 10-yard line twice, and now they're going to get the ball close to midfield. So this is an opportunity for them.
Pistol formation this time for QB Jones. The back behind him is Stamps, as you would guess. Takes the snap. This time misdirection at the line of scrimmage. Coming up to get it is Josh Balfour on the jet sweep there. and he'll get up to midfield. A gain of 3, set up 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, a little counterplay, a little something different from Marion on that play, but Delta was ready for it, and gain of 3 or 4, but, nice little wrinkle for Marion.
Dylan Manor, who has 40 tackles on the season, along with 4 for a loss, that time slipped off of his offensive lineman he was paired with and made the tackle at the 50-yard line. 2nd down and 6. Ball resting on midfield. Pistol formation again, and everybody moved. The center just didn't snap the ball, so they'll move 5 yards back.
That's kind of a funny thing when everybody moved. The wide receivers, the running backs, and all of the offensive line. The center was the only one that didn't get the memo, apparently.
The referee will take his pick as to who he wants to throw the flag on, and the only guy he can is the center, and that'll move him back 5 yards, so that'll make it 2nd and 11, moves it back into their own territory at the 45.
The good thing about that play is when you watch it on film, nobody's in trouble, because everybody's in trouble.
4 wide receivers, the same as they have been the whole game for this Marion offense. 3 to the far side. Stamps to the left now in the shotgun formation. Back to pass. It's a throw over to Stamps. More of a lateral backwards, and he's going to be dragged down for a loss in the backfield. Getting back to him on that play, Riley Wooden, who his coach says is unstoppable. That's his 31st tackle for a loss on the season, and it's a big one. It moves them all the way back to their own 35-yard line to set up 3rd and very long.
Yeah, great individual play by Riley Wooden, and we talk about him, and he's not probably going to get a lot of opportunities tonight, but he has half of the sacks that this Delta football defense has. He's got 13.5 sacks of their 27.
3rd down and 21 now, and for offense that barely averages double 21 yards over the air throughout a whole game, is this a punt? Is this a play to set up a punt?
I think if you're Marion right here, you don't want to make a mistake, and if you're not a passing team, I don't think you throw the ball here. I think you run the ball, see what you can get, and try to play keep away a little bit.
Timeout on the field, so we'll take a moment to remind you that Mitch Pippin is a proud sponsor of Delaware County football. When players get injured, they have a team of doctors that help get them back on the field. If you've been injured or think you may have a claim, you may need a team as well. Call Mitch Pippin for a free consultation at 282-0282 or visit his website at mitchpippinlaw.com. As Marion has not been able to move the ball, Delta's been able to move the ball. They just haven't been able to put points on the board. Does this play become almost more important for the Delta defense in holding them back and playing that field position game?
I think so. Like I said, this is the best field position that Marion's had in their 3 possessions, and if Delta can get them off the field here with a 3 and out, they might be able to flip that field back.
Jones back along with Stamps. The pair have been in the backfield as they normally are for each and every play in this contest. 3 wide receivers out there this time. The lone one, Javion Davis, is not out there. Dropping back to pass is Jones. Blitz comes from Delta. He's being chased out. He drops the football, and it's going to thankfully hit the ground and bounce out of bounds for him. But he was just running, being chased by a couple of guys, amongst them Dylan Manor, who had that big tackle for a loss earlier. And it rolls out of bounds at the 32-yard line, and that's not going to help the punting field position.
No, and Marion's very fortunate on that play right there that ball bounced out of bounds, because there were 4 or 5 Delta Eagles and 1 Marion Giant, and that could have been a disaster for Marion.
Edgerton back on his own 35-yard line to receive. Into punt for the 3rd time is J.D. Fagan. He's had 2 solid punts. He bobbled a snap last time, but was able to pick it up and get it off. Only 6 guys at the line to block. Perfect snap this time. Right-footed boot. Little bit of a wobble, but a spiral, and it'll be bounced down at the 35. Take a little bit of a Delta bounce up to the 40-yard line, and that's where this Delta Eagles offense will take over. And they have not had the best starting field position, but they've moved the ball as we've seen. And now coming back out here on the offense, do you look to get Conley the ball, or do you look to somebody else?
I think you still go with Evan Conley, and one of the things that we haven't talked about yet, and Delta's offense has been on the field for a long time with no points. So you wonder how this is going to wear down the Marion defense eventually as well.
9:20 to go here in the first half. No score still here at Marion High School. Shotgun formation for Brady Hunt. He'll hand off to Conley this time, who's hit at the line, gets away from 1 tackler, but he can't get away from the 7 others who have a grasp on him. And the play will be blown dead after a gain of 2. And amongst the tacklers, Aiden Fisher out of the linebacker position.
And what you're seeing from Marion here is almost, the first person that gets to Evan Conley almost tries to just stand him up and waits for help to come, because one person's not going to bring him down. But, like I said, they're doing a good job of keeping Evan Conley. That's his 10th carry already.
Conley back in the backfield. This time under center goes Brady Hunt. 3-point stance for Conley. He'll drop back to pass. Hunt has a wide receiver open. He hits him on the outside. It's Edgerton who stretches forward in the grasp of the defender, and he'll reach over the first down marker. Out there taking him down was Marquis Smith, the leading tackler for this Marion Giants defense. It's first down right at midfield for Delta.
And Delta's back up, ready to go.
Handoff quickly to Conley. He'll push ahead and just drags the defender all the way down to the 42-yard line. And in the grasp right there of David Jones, basically right at the line of scrimmage, and he turns it into a gain of 9.
He does, and like I said, this is a change that Delta made earlier in this season, and they've stuck with it, and it's panned out really well for them.
Conley last week, 103 yards and a pair of touchdowns on 13 carries on the ground in the win over Fort Wayne. Man in motion this time. Conley will take the carry, and he stumbles at the line of scrimmage. Couldn't tell if Brady Hunt's foot might have hit him there if he tripped over his own 2 feet, but it will be a loss of 1 and set up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, a little unfortunate. He couldn't really tell what happened, but something caused him to trip, and this is going to bring up another big 3rd down for both teams.
Defensive players down on one knee. You were talking about exhaustion. Is that something we're seeing here?
It might be just a way to catch their breath a little bit, but if I'm Delta, I want to continue to push pace here and keep this Marion defense on their heels.
Back to the shotgun formation, back to the right. Conley, this time Hunt will keep it himself on the quarterback read, and he'll get up very close to the first down marker, might be a half a yard short. In there taking him down for the Marion Giants, amongst them was Trevor Stone. 4th down and inches, a half a yard.
Ball. And the Delta offense is going to stay on the field here, and I think this is showing not only confidence in their offense, but I think this is showing confidence in their defense as well.
7-4-6, the numbers put up on the far sideline for the visitors in the Delta Eagles. Hard count not working, so this time Brady Hunt on the quarterback keep, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards right there on the tackle for Marion was Shalom Cox, the defensive end, and he drove him all the way back to the 48-yard line. Forward progress will mark it down at the 41, but that is a big stop.
Again, Marion defense stepping up and stopping Delta on a 4th down. That's the 3rd 4th down stop that Marion's got today.
The change of possession will remind you, Meineke Car Care is a proud sponsor of Delaware County football. Tuffy Auto Service is going to sell you a bunch of stuff you don't for your car. Rather, they will educate you and let you make the decision on what's best. Tuffy Auto Service on McGilliard Road in Muncie. Pistol formation this time as QB Jones is back into the game. This time he'll look to pass, and he wants it all, looking deep down the field, and he almost had it off the hands of his wide receiver. That was Braxton Delgado. Floated the ball right over the cornerbacks in the secondary, but Delgado just couldn't hold on.
Couldn't hold on to it. There are a couple Delta defensive backs on the play, but I don't think anybody touched him. But there again, when you've got an offense that runs the ball and runs the ball and runs the ball, sometimes that play deep is open, and QB Jones made a great throw, just couldn't connect.
Delgado this year has carried the ball almost as many times as he has caught it over the air. 8 catches for 102 yards. He's carried it on the ground 6 times, only for about an average of 4 yards per carry. They'll go into the shotgun for this 2nd down and 10. Ball on their own 40. Jones will take it, and it's a design quarterback run to the outside. He gets up to the 45, and it'll be forced out of bounds on the side by Cody Howard out of the cornerback position. But he will get it up near midfield, but mark him out at the 49. It'll set up 3rd down and 2 for this Marion offense.
Yep, a nice job by QB Jones on the play, getting outside, and Delta did a nice job of corralling him, but this brings up another big 3rd down.
3rd down and 2. Marion moves left to right in this 2nd quarter in their home purple uniforms. Jones, same play to the opposite side. He'll go to the far side this time, up past midfield, past the chains and more. All the way up to the 42-yard line before he's taken out of bounds by a pair of tacklers for Delta over there. Trevor Edgerton in with the stop. But it'll be a first down for Marion. Those have been few and far between for this Giants team.
They have, and as you can see, Marion's going to go with a little bit of tempo here, and QB Jones using his legs to change up the pace a little bit.
Back to a pistol formation. This time only 3 wide receivers in the game. They'll hand off to Stamps. He'll go right up the middle, and no one was fooled on the Delta line. 2 guys collapse on him. Dylan Maynard in amongst the tackle. He's starting in position of Hunter Wallace, where Wallace was before Conley left. So a little bit of a switch and a substitution there for them earlier in the year, and it worked out in their favor on both sides of the ball.
Yep, and we're going to see Malachi Silman and running back for Marion. He's a former Delta Eagle.
2 years at Delta, and his first carry will not look good. And Delta was all over him from the start. 3 tacklers, Logan Drown amongst them, along with another one, 2 rather, Grant Williams in there as well, who splits time at those middle positions on the defensive line.
The big third down here, and if you're Marion on this side of the field, the way that your defense is played, from the 43-yard line, this may be 4-down territory.
3rd down and 11. Ball rests on the 43-yard line of the Delta Eagles. Middle of the field, right inside the circle that's there for when they host soccer or lacrosse games on the football field. Pistol formation, the handoff, or the play action, QB Jones will throw it. He has his wide receiver down the sideline. That time Delgado reels it in past the 25-yard line. That will move the chains. It's a gain of 19 yards on the play. And they'll move it in, and Marion's knocking on the red zone for the first time.
Absolutely, and I've been impressed with QB Jones. He hasn't thrown the ball a lot this year, but he does throw a nice ball, and they've got a lot of confidence in him right now.
Jones will go into the pistol once again. Delgado, the only target he's had in this ballgame over the air. He'll hand to Stamps this time. It goes right up the middle, and he'll find his hole up to the 19, so they'll get inside the 20, a gain of 5, half of what they needed on 1st and 10. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
Yep, and then Delta's got to do a good job here on defense and try to keep Marion out of the end zone as the Marion defense has done to Delta.
42 carries, 383 yards, and 4 touchdowns in the 2 sectional games coming into tonight for Khalid Stamps. Has not gotten going to that average mark that he's typically at so far, but they are opening up the holes in the middle for him right now.
They are. The offensive line for Marion is doing a nice job.
2nd down and 5. Ball on the 19 of the Eagles. They hand off up the middle, and hit at the line of scrimmage is Malachi Silman. And that will go for a very minimal gain and set up 3rd down and a long 4 or a short 5, however you want to term it.
Well, and if you're the Delta defense right here, you might watch QB Jones on a keeper. They've had a lot of success with him running the football and adding that extra blocker. So if you're an end for Delta, you might want to watch that play.
Saw it on back-to-back plays earlier on this drive. 3rd and 2 was the last time they ran it. See here from 3rd and 4. This time they'll hand up the middle. It's Malachi Silman. He will get right up to the 1st down marker. They'll stop the clock, which means the near side judge believes he was across the line. And it will be a 1st down inside the 15, down to the 14. And Marion, for the first time, is in business here on offense.
They are first and 10 from the 14-yard line, and time winding down in the first half. And if you remember, Marion deferred the kickoff to the second half. So if they can score here and get the ball to start the second half, they could really put some pressure on Delta.
QB Jones. Now the shotgun, back offset to his left is Khalid Stamps. Stamps will get the ball. He'll make one man miss at the line of scrimmage, and he will plow backwards over a Delta defender down near the 10-yard line. In there to make the tackle, the middle linebacker, Logan Drown.
Logan Drown's over 100 tackles on the season, and he's in the mix on a lot of plays for Delta and really the leader of that Delta defense.
He's had 10-plus tackles in 6 of their games so far this season out of their 10 ball games. He's on his way there right now. He's already been in on a couple plays in this first half. 2:51 and counting. Second quarter, no score from Marion High School. Pistol formation, QB Jones hands off to Stamps. He sees a hole, and he accelerated into the end zone. QB Jones, 10-yard touchdown run, and the points on the board first go to Marion. It is 6-0.
Great run, great blocking. Khalid Stamps gets the Marion Giants on the board, and this is a first half where the Marion defense is dominated, and the offense just rewarded them with the first points of the game.
Stamps there with the 10-yard run into the end zone. Now on to attempt the extra point is Kyle Core out of the hold of Braxton Delgado. 41-42 on the season for Core. This one is up, clean snap, and the kick is good. 7-0 Marion behind a Cleve Stamps 10-yard touchdown run. Delta has the ball, looking to answer it when we return. You're listening to Delta County Football on Muncie Sports Station 102.9, 1340 AM, and search WXFN on your phone's app store.
Over the long term, septic and plumbing system maintenance can save you money. Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown can install new systems and maintain or repair your current one.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
To that end, I've recently added yet another way to have your personal injury questions answered immediately. Now you can also text me any question and get an immediate response from yours truly. To learn more, visit me at MitchPickenLaw.com.
Mitch Pippen, results with integrity.
You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
Back here at Marion High School, where Marion scores, but Delta on the ensuing kickoff from Kyle Core. It was a squib kick that barely made it back to Trey Edgerton, but he broke loose once he picked it up all the way into Marion Giant territory at the 49. He actually was hit by the kicker, the last man to get him, who stopped him long enough for somebody else to come up and actually bring him down. Brady Hunt back down under center. This time he'll drop back to pass. Fakes, and he's going to look for the long ball down the sideline. It's deflected away. He was looking for Trey Edgerton down there. Making the stop for the Marion Giants was Josh Balfour, the corner.
And a great defensive play to break that up. And didn't bite it, kind of a pump fake and kind of a stop and go route by Edgerton. And Marion did a nice job. Balfour did a nice job of deflecting that ball.
Looking for the big play there was Delta. Now 2nd down and 10. Ball just inside Marion territory. 2 passes in a row. Hunt back. He'll air it out once again. This time right through the hands of a Marion Giants defender. That's the other cornerback, Ty Coleman, on the other side. He was looking for Logan Manor, and that one was not good, and that one almost looked like the Marion defender was the receiver on that play.
It did, and Marion's done a nice job, with stopping the run with Evan Conley the last couple possessions, and now defending the pass, and I've been very impressed with this Marion defense.
3rd down and 10. Typically the only down we've been seeing Delta throw the ball. They've thrown on 2 early downs. They'll throw once again. 3-step drop for Hunt. Looks for a receiver. Pressure comes, and the pocket collapses on him. Tries to get outside. He can't. Dragged down on the outside down there by Johnny Davis, his 13th sack of the season. It'll go for a loss of 6, and Delta will be forced to punt as Brady Hunt, the quarterback, will back up. As the clock rolls, under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter, 7-0 in favor of Marion.
I'm actually a little surprised that Marion's not taking a timeout here to stop the clock, but they might be just content to go into halftime up 7-0.
Brady Hunt, who had a punt earlier in the game, they will now punt for the 2nd time after punting 3 times in all 10 games prior to this. He stands just inside his own 35, fields a helmet-high snap, drops it on his right foot, high spiraling boot. He had a good piece of that one, and Balfour will take it back at the 18-yard line, cuts back, gets to the 25, up to the 30, down to the 35, and he is hit and taken down by 2 defenders at the 41-yard line. But he had to retreat to catch that punt, and then he made something out of nothing.
He did, and Marion is, they can be pretty aggressive right here. They're close to midfield here, about the 41, 42-yard line, with 1:23 and a couple timeouts that you might see them, try to take advantage of this.
Back out, QB Jones in the pistol formation. 2 wide receivers to the far side, a single wide receiver to the near side. Khalid Stamps, after we saw Malachi Silman take a couple of handoffs in the last possession. Now Khalid Stamps back out onto the field. We've seen him catch a backwards lateral looking for the pass game. He's only caught 2 passes all season before tonight. And QB Jones will go with the quarterback draw once again. This time he'll take it out to the outside, get up almost to the 45-yard line. Ran a lot horizontally, not much vertically. It'll go for a gain of about 2 yards, but he does stop the clock at 1:16, getting out of bounds.
He did get out of bounds, but that's the longest 2-yard carry you'll ever see in a game. He ran probably about 35 yards.
Took the ball from the near side hash marks all the way to the far sideline. Only went forward 2 yards. It sets up 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 43-yard line, now resting on the far hash. They'll flip sides and bring the 2 wide receivers to the near side, single wide receiver to the far side. 5 in the box for Delta. Play action pass for Jones. He's looking deep downfield. He has Delgado wide open at the 25, and he's going to waltz his way into the end zone for a Marion touchdown as QB Jones goes 57 yards to Braxton Delgado for his 10th catch of the season. That's the first touchdown he has scored for the 2-year starter, and it's 13-0. Marion on top.
And he was wide open. There must have been a miscommunication somewhere in the Delta defense, because there wasn't anybody within 15 yards of him.
Looked like Edgerton and Fletic both ran to the near side wide receiver, and he just cut back up near the middle.
And that's the advantage that you have with QB Jones at quarterback, is he's such a good runner, but he's throwing the ball really well.
Clean snap. The hold is down from Delgado, who does it all for them, and Core's kick is right through the uprights. So with 67 seconds left in the first half, 14-0. Marion will see what Delta can do when we come back. Listen to Delaware County football on Muncie Sports Station 102.9, 1340 AM, and search WXFN on your phone's app store.
Need a little good news in your life? Well, here's the deal. State Farm has new.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
I've been in the service industry for 22 years, which means I've cared about this community for 22 years. That's something I don't take lightly. High school sports is an extremely important part of this community. Meeks Mortuary is a proud supporter of Delaware County High School sports. We believe being part of a team brings benefits to student athletes far beyond winning and losing. Have fun, but most importantly, compete with passion, character, and respect.
You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
A pooch kick for Marion gets the ball back to the 29-yard line. It was fielded by Abram Steep, but he was taken down quickly by Javion Davis while he was retreating. Under center for Hunt again. He'll hand off to Conley on the first play, and Conley will drag the ball all the way up past the first down sticks, and he lost the football into the hands of Marion. Not a fumble per se, with it never hit the ground, but they just took the ball right out of his hands.
They did, as he was pushing for the extra yardage to get the first down. One of the Marion Giants just reached in and grabbed it, and now with 54 seconds left in the first half, Marion they're in position again.
Josh Balfour, the Giant, to take it away from him. He was dragging 3 defenders for about 4 or 5 yards, as he normally is, and all of a sudden Balfour popped out with the ball. 3 minutes ago, Marion could hardly move the ball on offense, and now they have a 14-0 lead with 53 seconds and 2 timeouts looking to add to it. Jones, who just had the 57-yard touchdown pass a moment ago, back in the shotgun formation. This time the bubble screen over to Josh Balfour, who's going to look to throw the ball downfield. He has a man open, but he just overthrew him by a few inches. That was Javion Davis, who was looking to get the ball to downfield. Cody Howard, who is experienced according to Coach Overholt, knocked it away, but a little bit of trickery here from this Giants ball club.
Well, you can see Marion, they're pulling out all the stops right here. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and the trick play almost worked.
Substitutions amongst the offense for Marion. The first time we've seen Joseph Delgado come into the game on the wing position. 2 wide receivers on the near side, single wide receiver on the far side. Pistol formation this time. Stamps will take the carry, bobbles it a little bit, but regains possession, goes towards the sideline, salvages a couple yards on the play up to the 35-yard line. Will stop the clock with 40 seconds to go to set up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, a little bit of fortunate for Marion right there. That handoff wasn't clean, and Stamps did a nice job of corralling that football.
They've caught a couple breaks like that. QB Jones had that one back deep in their own territory that he lost almost.
Yep, and we've talked about that before. You got to get some breaks, and you got to, not turn the ball over. And like I said, Delta's not been able to capitalize on some good field position, and Marion's, causing some turnovers.
40 seconds to go, ball at the 35. Handoff goes to the far side, and it fumbles again, but QB Jones picks it up. He'll try to run with it. He won't be able to. He'll lose about 5 yards, and he'll go back to 4th down and 9. And unless Delta chooses to stop the clock, Marion does not have to run another play and can take this lead into the halftime.
They can, and we talked about it just then. Another fortunate break for Marion. QB Jones and Khalid Stamps, a little miscommunication on the exchange, and it hit the turf and bounced right back up into QB Jones's hands.
If you're Marion here and Delta doesn't use a timeout, do you think about throwing a Hail Mary here at the end of the half?
You might as well.
And that's exactly what they'll do. Flags fly. Jones will launch. Nobody's within 15 feet as coverage was amongst many. 2nd down and an illegal shift penalty on Marion is what's going to be called with 2 seconds to go. So now Delta can decline the penalty and they'll get the ball at their own 42-yard line.
That looks like what's happening, and I don't know if Delta will try. I mean, Brady Hunt's got a good arm. I think you take a shot here.
From their own 41-yard line, 2.4 seconds left in the half.
That indeed will be the result. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Delta Eagles. Ball just inside their own 41-yard line on the far hash, and Brady Hunt will go under center with 2 seconds to go. 2 wide receivers to the near side. He'll take the snap in a misdirection at the line of scrimmage. Going out to the races is the ball carrier for Delta. That's Abram Steep, but he'll be run out of bounds at the 9-yard line. He had only a couple men to beat down there. David Jones shoved him to the sidelines, and that will take us to the end of the first half here. Marion 14, Delta nothing. We'll be back with the Mencinos of Muncie halftime show in just a moment. You're listening to Delaware County football on Muncie Sports Station 102.9, 1340 AM. Search WXFN in your phone's app store.
Gaddis Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Muncie is your new and used vehicle dealer in Muncie. Drive the stylish and roomy 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude with 4-wheel drive. The 2020 Ram 2500 Laramie Crew Cab has a 6.7-liter i6 engine to get the job done. And the customizable 2020 Ram 1500 and Ram 2500 for any size workload. Gaddis Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is on the corner of Centennial and Wheeling in Muncie. And browse the entire inventory at BillGaddisChrysler.com.
The legacy I want to leave behind is a better world. My father was in the Army, my grandfather was in Vietnam, my uncle was in Vietnam. It's just in my blood. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing once you look at it and see the bigger picture of it all. I just feel like we don't have enough people who want to step up and lead anymore. That's how I try to live my everyday life. I try to just help young people. That's our future. And so if we can build them up at a young age, it's their world at that point. I just want this world to be better than what I came into. The legacy I want to leave is just to build young people and to make them stronger, mentally and physically. I'm Private Christian Sufront. I'm a 92 Yankee Unit Supply Specialist with the Tennessee National Guard.
Sparks Computerized Car Care on West Bethel Avenue in Muncie is your complete auto service and maintenance shop in Muncie. Family owned and operated since 1990 with over 100 years of combined experience. Standard maintenance, tire service, brake repair, engine, transmission, and more. Sparks Computerized Car Care will take care of you bumper to bumper. Schedule an appointment online at sparksauto.net. That's sparksauto.net. Sparks Computerized Car Care in Muncie.
One thing, so I run to the phone and dial the number for Pizza King. I'm gonna ring the king. The king delivers. I'm gonna ring the king. An incredibly delicious royal feast pizza on the best
Tuffy Auto Service Center in Muncie. We want to first express our appreciation for this community who has supported us during this time. Our job here at Tuffy isn't to sell you a bunch of stuff you don't want or need. It is to educate you on your car and let you make the decision. I believe that God has put us in a spot to truly make an impact on this community. We will always put customers first. We will always have your best interests at heart. So next time you need a car repair, big or small, come see the guys at Tuffy on McGalliard Road, just east of Wheeling.
You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
Back here at Dick Wooten Stadium at Marion High School, where the Giants lead the Delta Eagles at the break 14-0. This is the Mancinos of Muncie halftime show. Let's take a look back at how we got to our halftime score. Game started out very slow offensively for both teams. Delta put together a couple of drives, both stalling out on fourth downs, one by the interception in the first quarter, one by a fourth down stop by the Marion defense. In the second quarter, late in the second quarter, the offense picked up for the Marion Giants. Khalid Stamps took a carry from 10 yards out, went around the near side, and got into the end zone to kick off the scoring. A Kyle Core successful extra point made the score 7-0. Quickly on a 3-and-out and then a punt. Marion got the ball right back, and QB Jones went 57 yards through the air to Braxton Delgado, who was wide open, and then a Kyle Core extra point made the score 14-0. A turnover there at the end of the half from Delta didn't lead to anything for Marion on offense. And you almost look at this the Delta team on offense right now, and you have to look at going into that half. You're almost fortunate to be only down 14 after those mistakes.
You are, and like I said, if you're Coach Overholt right now, you've got to clean up the big play. Obviously, that was the blown coverage on the 57-yard touchdown. But if you're Delta, part of it is you had the ball down at the goal line twice and couldn't get in. So the score is 14-0 for Marion. But if you're Delta, you can't feel awful about how you've moved the football in the first half. When we take a look at the first half stats later on during halftime, you're going to see Delta's pretty much dominating the number one, the time of possession and total yards.
Once again, our halftime score: Marion 14, Delta 0. We will be back shortly. You are listening to the Mancinos of Muncie halftime show on Muncie Sports Station 102.9 and 1340 AM. Search WXFN on your phone's app store.
This is Karen Dahl with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group. Today's real estate market is one of many challenges. When you and your family are ready to take the next step, you are going to need someone with the experience and the expertise to help you navigate your way through the process. I have the training and the resources to help you make your dreams come true. Just remember, Karen Dahl and Coldwell Banker Real Estate
Marion's
Group.
done all right as the yarder, but Delta's Evan Conley's got 100 yards already in the first half.
Hi, I'm Andrea Mitchell. When I began practicing in 1996, I did so with a commitment to my clients to be accessible whenever they needed me. To that end, I've recently added yet another way to have your personal injury questions answered immediately. Now you can also text me any question and get an immediate response from yours truly. To learn more, visit me at MitchPippinLaw.com.
Mitch Pippin, results with integrity. Cut to 82082.
In 1930, H.J. Lehman opened his heating and electric business in downtown Muncie. Now 85 years later, Lehman's Inc. provides that same quality service and installation for heating and air conditioning systems. If you are in need of service for your existing system, a trained Lehman's technician will diagnose the problem and provide a proposal for repairs. If you're looking to replace your current home comfort system, Lehman's is a trained comfort specialist for this area. It's hard to stop a train. Call for an appointment to receive a free appraisal. Lehman's also offers financing for your new system. Lehman's, we're here for you. Over the long term, septic and plumbing system maintenance can save you money. Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown can install new systems and maintain or repair your current one. And remember, every election year, you should have your septic system.
I guess it could be raining. It was raining on opening night at Sectional.
Check out Reed's Plumbing on Facebook.
Most places, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because we were a magazine for special offers and tips all year. With the help of Reed's Plumbing, plumbing and septic.
I wasn't on the game, but we were doing a game. It was pouring down rain when we were outside.
Call the best, flush the rest. Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown. 744-7950.
Hi, this is David Cox, president of the Nukes Mortuary and Crematory. I've been in the service industry for 22 years, which means I've cared about this community for 22 years. It's something I don't take lightly. High school sports is an extremely important part of this community. Nukes Mortuary is a proud supporter of Delaware County high school sports. We believe being part of a team brings benefits to student athletes far beyond winning and losing. Have fun, but most importantly,
they decided they
with
were
passion,
they did all the volleyball
respect.
games too in the fall.
When you make the right decision, it feels good. Picking the perfect pizza toppings, or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. That's why I'm here, Jason May, State Farm in Muncie, to help you select the right protection at the right price. I will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages, so you know what to expect if the unexpected happens. At State Farm, the Jason May Agency, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call us at 747-7100. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
Back here at Marion High School, welcome back to the Mancinos of Muncie halftime show. Our halftime score, Marion with 14 points in the last 3 minutes of the second quarter, makes it 14-0 in favor of the Giants. The first half statistics are brought to you by First County Federal Credit Union.
First half stats, first for the Delta Eagles, quarterback Brady Hunt, just 2 for 6 for 23 yards and that interception at the goal line on the first possession of the game. Rushing stats for the Eagles. Evan Conley has been the featured running back again. 13 carries in the first half, and he does have 100 yards rushing so far in the first half. Brady Hunt, 8 carries for 32 yards. And then on the final play of the first half, Abram Stitt got his first carry for 49 yards. Almost broke loose for a touchdown, but Marion pushed him out about the 8 or 9 yard line, and that would have been a backbreaker for Marion coming into the half. But nice carry for Abram Stitt. And Javon Whitfield has 1 carry for 2 yards. Receiving, Trevor Edgerton, 1 catch for 8 yards, and Titus Hill with 1. For Marion, QB Jones done a fantastic job, especially in the second quarter. He is 4 for 5 for 74 yards with a 57-yard touchdown to go in his column. Rushing for the Giants, Khalid Stamps, 10 carries, 45 yards. Really did a nice job as they got down towards the end zone and got his 10-yard touchdown in the second quarter there. Malachi Silman, the former Delta Eagle, 4 carries for 8 yards. QB Jones, who's done a nice job carrying the ball, 4 carries for 14 yards out of the quarterback position. Receiving, Josh Balfour, 1 catch, 8 yards, and then Braxton Delgado, 2 catches, 1 for 19, and then the big 57-yard touchdown pass. So he has 2 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown.
The first half statistics are brought to you by First County Federal Credit Union. Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative existing for the good of its members. Your deposits are loaned to your neighbors. Together we strengthen the community. Experience what it's like to be a member of First County FCU, serving Delaware County. We'll get you set for the second half when we come back. This is Delaware County High School football on Muncie Sports Station 102.9, 1340 AM, and search WXFN on your phone's app store.
Over the long term, septic and plumbing system maintenance can save you money. Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown can install new systems and maintain or repair your current one. And remember, every election year, you should have your septic system pumped for optimum
102.9 FM, 1340 AM, and then search
and in the monthly Deal magazine for special offers and tips all year. With the help of Reed's Plumbing,
keep wanting to say and online at
proudly serving East Central Indiana. Call the best, flush the rest.
Our appreciation for this community who support us during this time. Our job here at Tuffy isn't to sell you a bunch of stuff you don't want or need. It's to educate you on your car and let you make the decision.
How much time is left until
there's 4 minutes and then they'll put 3 on the clock.
Always put customers first. Yeah, always have your best interests at heart. So next time you need a car repair, big or small,
we can take another break.
Be on the guided road.
If you want to bring it back, and then we can talk about second half adjustments.
It seems like applying for a car
also give them,
but not at my credit.
Newcastle's down.
They've accelerated
21-0.
Just a few questions and you'll get your answer real quick.
That's the only other
pickup loans have a lot of pickup too. I got my car loan and my credit
adjustments, and
there it was just open road.
First County Federal Credit Union. All new, all yours. Federally insured by NCUA.
I'll take another drink
online at firstcountyfcu.org.
Diet Pepsi. You still have Diet Pepsi. Diet Pepsi, please.
When you and your family are ready to take that next step on
Thank you. You've been awesome.
and resources to make your dreams come true. Please remember, Karen Dahl and Caldwell Banker Real Estate Group guiding you home.
Hi, this is Pete Dahl from Sheriff Goslin Roofing. It's our favorite time of the year in East Central Indiana. Bonfires, football, and beautiful cool evenings to spend with family and friends. Don't forget, the fall is also a great time to have Sheriff Goslin finish that roof project you've been putting off all year. So if you need Sheriff Goslin Roofing, remember to call Pete Dahl, y'all.
East Noble's also had 10-0 over Leo. That's the winner of this game played.
It's the biggest pizza you'll ever see. The Mammoth at Mancino's Pizza. And you need to invite the whole family just to finish it. We're talking your cousins, maybe even your neighbor, that guy who cuts your lawns, your son's entire Little League Baseball club. Point is, it's a team effort. So get the Mammoth Pizza tonight at Mancino's Pizza and Grinders in Muncie on Bethel in front of Rural King. You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
Back here at Marion High School, this is the Mancinos of Muncie halftime show with the Giants leading 14-0. And Rob, you have a couple scores from around the state.
We do. We've got another local score of note. Newcastle is traveling to Mount Vernon to play the number 1 ranked Mount Vernon Marauders in that 4A sectional. And with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, Mount Vernon leads 21-0. The other score of note, the winner of this game in the regional next week will play the winner of East Noble and Leo. And at halftime, East Noble leads Leo 10-0.
As we get set for the second half here, obviously a tale of two very different sides in that first half. You have a 2-score lead for Marion. Most of our viewers can probably assume what their strategy is going to be. It's not going to probably change much from what they do all year. If you're on the Delta side, what adjustments do you have to make? Do you have to open up that air game a little more here in the second half?
I think you want to throw the ball a little bit more and put the ball in your senior quarterback's hands. The other thing about what Delta's doing is, we talked about it a little bit at halftime, they moved the ball fairly well in the first quarter. It was almost like a tale of two quarters where, Delta kind of won the first quarter. They didn't score any points, but they kind of dominated field position and time of possession, and then Marion just kind of broke loose. If you're Delta, the big thing right now is it's 14-0. There's plenty of time left in this ball game, so there's no reason to panic. You've got to get a stop right now with you're going to kick off to Marion to start the second half, and hopefully you can pin them back, get a good stop, get field position, and maybe get some points on the board to build that momentum.
This has been the Mancinos of Muncie halftime show. Mancinos of Muncie, the full meal deal is available at Mancinos in Muncie. Your favorite pizza or grinder finished off with a visit next door to the sweet shop. Come in or pick up if you're on the go. Mancinos in Muncie on Bethel Avenue, a passionate supporter of high school sports in our community. The second half kickoff is next. You're listening to Delaware County football on Muncie Sports Station 102.9 FM, 1340 AM. Search WXFN on your phone's app store.
Are you up for a challenge?
Hey, you're getting better at that.
YMCA of Muncie challenges you to a free 6-week strong challenge.
It's the biggest challenge on
spots up in this block. 5 days a week from your living room.
What?
Fitness time is not only challenging you,
we're done with new spots after this block.
mental strength as well. Have one
For the halftime or for the whole game?
YMCA.org for more information.
Our promise to find a safe vehicle for your kids, kept. Our promise to find a truck that can tow, kept. Our promise to find a flashy summer fun sports car, kept. At the all-new Greg Hugler Ford, when we make a promise, we keep it, including our low price promise.
And now get 1.9% financing for 60 months during the Ford Summer Sales Event.
The all-new Greg Hugler Ford. Promise kept.
They played Yorktown. Their tight end, he's going to Ball State. Made the best one-handed high school catch I've ever seen in my life. It made Sports Center top 10. It was, whenever you thought the quarterback was throwing it away.
Jones Auto Body. That's the choice you need to make. Their experience,
and all of a sudden it was like, that's a touchdown.
Diagnose what is going on with your car. They'll get the problem fixed and you back on the road again. If your car is looking a little rough, they'll fix paint chip, collision repair, dents, alignment, Jones Auto Body can help this them off Royal Avenue. Or give J.R. Fanning and his staff a call at 284.
I don't let Mark do that, but I'll let you do it.
Jones Auto Body. Now you've got the leader on your side.
Hi, this is David Cox, president of the Nukes Mortuary and Crematory. I've been in the service industry for 22 years, which means I've cared about this community for 22 years. That's something I don't take lightly. High school sports is an extremely important part of this community. Nukes Mortuary is a proud supporter of Delaware County high school sports. We believe being part of a team brings benefits to student athletes far beyond winning and losing. Have fun, but most importantly, compete with passion, character, and respect.
You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
We're getting set for a second half kickoff between Marion and Delta here as the teams get set, warming up. Purple uniforms, both top and bottom for the home team in Marion. The white visiting uniforms for Delta with the black pants and a black number in lettering with the yellow striping. Delta will kick off as they lost the toss to open up the night. So now the ball goes back into the hands of QB Jones and Khalid Stamps. Jones, who we've seen both do it on the ground and over the air, a little bit more over the air at the end of the half. They brought in some of the play-action pass game. Stamps always dominant if you give him a hole. Could that passing attack open up more holes for Stamps?
Absolutely, and like I said, if you're Marion, the way that second half or first half finished the second quarter, you can't be more thrilled. You opened up the passing game, which has not been your strong point all season, and that may make it easier for Khalid Stamps and Malachi Silman and even QB Jones running the football.
Set to kick off here for the Delta Eagles will be Zion Griffiths. On the season, 6 kickoffs. He averages 34 yards on those kickoffs. He also is the place kicker for Delta, who we haven't seen tonight. He's only missed 5 extra points on the season, 32 of 37. He'll tee the ball up from the 40-yard line back deep. A pair of return men for the Marion Giants, one of them being Zamir Burnett. A squibber bouncing up, and it'll be fielded down at the 30-yard line. A little bit of a squib kick, just hopped on down there by the return man for Marion in the middle lines. Malachi Silman actually the one to pick it up and fall on it. They'll take over at their 30-yard line, starting off with better field position than they had in the first 2 drives in the first quarter, where they started inside their own 10-yard line, albeit those coming virtue of 4th down stops.
Absolutely, and we talked about that. This is a big possession right here for the Delta defense. They've got to get a stop right here to start the half.
Jones back out, a different back behind him in the pistol formation. This time it will be Josiah Harvey, rather. Harvey will get the handoff. He'll look to go up the middle, but he's grabbed from the backside and driven down there. Somebody got through the defense. That was Isaiah Brewer doing the work, grabbing him with one hand. Also in there on the tackle, Hunter Wallace there at the end.
Interesting start for the second half for Marion. No Malachi Silman or Khalid Stamps on the field to start the half. You wonder what that might be about.
Pistol formation after the gain of maybe 1 yard. It'll be second down and a long 9 from their own 31. Jones will run to the near side. Flags fly. This time it'll be a false start on the offense, and that will back them up. And they've had a couple issues tonight with the false start or the motion. It's on the offensive side of things, and formation-wise, they've had one play where the center didn't snap the ball when everybody moved, had a couple of false starts, had the illegal motion at the end of the half. So getting in their own way has prevented them from some of their big drives.
Absolutely, and I'm not sure exactly what happened and who moved on that play, but you wonder if some of the new running back in there might have something to do with it. I'm not going to blame that young man, but this is, like I said, a little bit interesting that those 2 running backs are not out on the field.
Utilizing the play clock all the way down to 6. Now they'll get down and set. Jones will take the snap, hand off to Harvey, who goes to the far side, breaks through a gap, and is dragged down from behind there. Mitchell Whitmer, the outside linebacker, making the tackle. He had 1 in the first half. Be a gain of 6 up back to the original line of scrimmage before the penalty, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Big 3rd down here for the Delta defense to see if they can make a play and get off the field.
First drive of the second half for Marion, 10:40 to go in counting. They hold a 14-0 lead here in the Sectional 20 title game. Back to pass on the play action is Jones, so look out for the wide receiver. Threw it too low, not being able to corral it over there for the Giants was Joseph Delgado, the running back. That will set up 4th down.
A little bit short on the pass, a tough play. Could have made the catch, but I don't think he was going to get any more yardage. Delta had it pretty well covered.
Covered on the play, and we'll see J.D. Fagan, who we saw 3 times in the first half, and even with a bobbled snap on one of them, he put 3 booming kicks into the ball. Back deep to receive Trey Edgerton for Delta, who stands just inside his own 35. Toes on the 18 for Fagan. He'll field a chest-high snap, drop it on his right foot. High wobbling kick, and Edgerton will just let it bounce, and it'll take a very favorable bounce in favor of the Giants all the way down to the 12-yard line. That ball bounced down at the 26 and took a 14-yard bounce, and that's where Delta will take over. And we'll take this moment to remind you, Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown, take pride in supporting Delaware County student athletes. Reed's is your one-stop for all plumbing needs and more. Call today at 744-7950 to find out how they can help you. Call the best, flush the rest. Reed's Plumbing. Back out onto the field is Brady Hunt. Behind them this time, Evan Conley. No change at running back for Delta. Man in motion is Whitfield. The handoff will go up the middle to Conley, who almost got through the hole, but he gets tripped up from behind and eventually tackled down on the play. That's Shalom Cox making the stop.
Good play by Shalom Cox on that. Evan Conley had some green grass in front of him, but Cox tripped him up by his shoelaces.
2nd down and 5. Ball resting at their own 16-yard line of the Delta Eagles, who trail by 2 scores here in this sectional final. Back in motion is Whitfield. The handoff on the misdirection is blown up on the play. They tried to get the ball over to Abram Stitt. On the same play we saw in the half that went for almost 60 yards, not enough for the end zone, but Shalom Cox right there to shut it down again.
Shalom Cox is a name that we're going to get used to hearing in the second half here. Good play. Delta went to the well on the play at the end of the first half, and Marion was ready for it this time.
3rd down and 8. Delta looking to stay on the field. Hunt will drop back to pass. He had a wide receiver open on a stop route, and he could not get it over to Trevor Edgerton. He threw it a little bit wide, and that will bring out the punting unit for Delta. Not how you wanted to start the second half if you're the Delta Eagles.
No, you got a nice stop on defense, and then you go 3 and out on your first play here, and Marion's going to get probably some pretty good field position.
Burnett and Balfour back, standing about their 45-yard line, maybe a little deeper, closer to midfield, and Brady Hunt inside his own 5, waiting the snap. A man runs on late for Marion, getting the 11th guy onto the field. Chest-high snap. Dropped on the right foot, low wobbly punt, shanked to the sideline. It knocks off the 40-yard marker on the far sideline near Delta, and now the referee will walk all the way up, and he'll mark the ball right there at the 40-yard line. And a little bit of groans from the crowd here on the home side of Marion as the ball hit out of bounds on the yard marker about 8 feet out of that sideline stripe, and they're going to mark it right there.
I don't, I've not seen a punt take a right turn like that before, but I think if you're a Delta fan, you'll take it. But still a good field position for Marion to start this drive.
Far away, but we can't hear any Delta fans complaining on that one, but we can hear the Marion fans. But they have the lead, they have the ball, and QB Jones is back out there, and still Harvey in the backfield with them. Shotgun formation, Jones will keep it himself this time. Harvey will go to block. He blocks the main defender, but one gets by and will take him down. That's Riley Wooden, who takes down QB Jones. He'll get credit for the sack on the play because it's a loss for the quarterback.
Yeah, and I'm sure Riley Wooden will take a sack any way he can get it, and that's 14.5 on the season for him. And, he's been a monster on that defensive line for several years for Delta.
Leads the team in sacks on the season. Unblockable terminology there, and the defender just chose to block. The other Delta defender took his pick, and Riley Wooden blew that play up. 2nd down and 11, ball on their own 41. This time the handoff goes to Harvey, and Harvey has a hole, a nice block, and he is off to the end zone. 41-yard touchdown run for Jalen Harvey, and that will be a touchdown courtesy of the Cody Howard, who held his block right out there and allowed him to go hands-free into the end zone.
Well, we were kind of criticizing the Marion coaching staff of not putting Stamps or Silman out there to start the half, and Mr. Harvey has rewarded him with a 41-yard touchdown run.
41 yards to make it 20-0 Marion with 8.5 to go. Josiah Harvey, all 3 carries on that possession. Core in to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, plenty long enough, and it is good. So with 8:30 to go here in the third quarter, Marion 21, Delta nothing. And while we have a moment, we'll take this moment to remind you, Jones Auto Body. Jones Auto Body fixes paint chips, collision repair, and more. Give J.R. Fanning and his staff a call at 284-2593 so they can diagnose the problem in your car and get you back on the road. Jones Auto Body is a proud supporter of all 3 area schools. And now, Rob, the stage is set for Delta. You don't have too much more wiggle room, and we talked about how they may have to air it out at halftime. Does that change now?
I think you're going to have to go to a little bit more of your, the passing attack, but, still, a lot of time left in this game. But this possession right here for Delta, they really, really need to come away with some points.
Kyle Core on for the kickoff. He's had 4 of them so far today. We have not seen a touchback. He has 5 of those on the year. Slight win. This one will be a pooch kick. Be fielded at the 27-yard line by Delta, making a man miss, and down the sideline goes Abram Steet. A little juke move there while he caught it at the 27. He'll get it all the way down to the 37. 10 yards on the return. Sets Delta up with some good field position. You're getting near to the time where it's going to be 4-down territory all the time.
Absolutely, and Marion's done that little pooch kick a couple times, and I know they've got a lot of confidence in their defense right now, but, giving Delta short fields all the time is, you're messing with fire.
Brady Hunt back out, shotgun formation this time. Play action, he'll roll out, pressure comes. Forced out near the sideline. He's just going to lob it up, and he had a wide receiver who got away from the defender, but looking for Trey Edgerton, he looked to just throw it away more. It landed in the hands of somebody near the bench on the Delta far sideline. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
And again, Marion doing a great job in the secondary. Brady Hunt trying to throw Edgerton open, but really nobody open for Delta.
Brady Hunt headed to Ball State next year. 51% completion rate. Obviously, that number's a little skewed when you're playing this up-tempo pass game. That's more of the passing routes. This time he'll drop back to pass again. Pressure comes off the blitz. He'll throw over to the side. A diving attempt made. Cannot haul it in over there. That was Javon Whitfield making the diving attempt. Bringing the pressure from the linebacker position was Jaquan Williams. He was right on the back of Brady Hunt, and all of a sudden it's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, and this is a quick possession. We talked about the Marion defense in the first half being winded, but Delta really needs to get a 1st down right here to keep their defense from coming back out on the field after just 3 plays.
8:14 to go here in the third quarter. Marion already scored. They show blitz, and here they come. Hunt will get rid of it quickly. He overthrew Edgerton on the far sideline. That is a long throw to make for a high school quarterback, but sailed right over Edgerton's head. He had to get rid of it quickly, and now it's 4th down.
It is, and like I said, that was not what you wanted if you're a Delta Eagles coach or fan, to go 3 and out with the momentum that Marion has at this point.
Back to punt once again is Brady Hunt. This will already be the 4th time in this contest that they have punted. He only punted 3 times the whole regular season. He stands just inside his own 25. Back deep to receive is Balfour. Clean snap, and off the end of the foot, rolls end over end, but right out of bounds. And it may have gone for a net of about 15 yards by the time they stop walking, and the near side judge will mark it just shy of the 40-yard line of Marion. So 23 yards on the punt.
And that punt went out of bounds on the Marion side of the field, and I think the fans were in the referee's ear making sure he walked off more than he did on the last punt.
They made sure they knew exactly where that one went out of bounds after last time.
They coached him where they wanted it, I think, and I think he got it right.
QB Jones back out there, Josiah Harvey with them, and after the last drive, you cannot blame them there. We won't question them anymore. Harvey will take the handoff from Jones. He's dragged down from behind after a gain of 2 on the near side, and he gets up a little bit slowly, but he looks to be all right there. Making the stop there, coming up, Dylan Manor. Manor, who we saw early on making a difference on defense, we haven't called his name here much in the second quarter and third quarter.
No, but he's going to need to make some plays for this Delta defense, and we talked about their offense last time, but this is a possession that Delta, they cannot allow a touchdown here.
Delta down 3 scores. They're looking for their first sectional title since 2016. 2018 was the last time this Marion team won a sectional, and Harvey will get the handoff right up the middle again. He'll push out past the 45-yard line up to the 47, so nearing midfield once again. They need the 49 for a first down. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Ball resting at the 47 on the near hash as we run under 7 minutes here before they snap this ball.
This is a big play for the Delta defense. They really need to get Marion off the field and see if they can get their offense going.
Draining the play clock is QB Jones in the Marion offense. 8 in the box. They show man coverage on the outside for Delta. Middle linebacker and Logan Drown creeping up the middle, and it's going to be QB Jones keeping it. He made one man miss in the backfield, and he's off. Down to the 40, 35, reverses field, and he is going to walk into the end zone untouched. Another block from Cody Howard, and this time it's a 53-yard touchdown run for QB Jones, and that will make it 27-0 in favor of the Marion Giants.
Great individual play by QB Jones. Riley Wooden almost had him dead to rights in the backfield, but he slipped through and was off to the races.
Back in for the extra point, Kyle Cord. 3 of 3 already tonight. He's only missed a single one on the season. Come out of the hold of Braxton Delgado, who caught the first passing touchdown in the first half. Clean snap, clean kick, and it has plenty of distance, and it is good. With 6:39 to go here in the third quarter. Giants 28, Eagles nothing. Eagles looking to get something going when we return. You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie Sports Station 102.9 FM, 1340 AM. Search WXFN on your phone's app store.
Hi, this is Pete Dahl from Sheriff Goslin Roofing. It's our favorite time of the year in East Central Indiana. Bonfires, football, and beautiful food to spend with family and
they're one score away from the right clock.
The fall is also a great time to have Sheriff Goslin finish that roof project.
Did not see that
off all year.
I'm wondering what would go
so if you need Sheriff Goslin Roofing, remember to call Pete Dahl, y'all.
He's about the same.
It was about the same.
Since 1906, Sheriff Goslin Roofing, where we
It's the biggest pizza you'll ever see. The Mammoth at Mancino's Pizza and Grinders in Muncie. 24 inches of pizza perfection. Fully customizable to satisfy even the most picky of taste. In fact, it's so big, you need to invite the whole family just to finish it. We're talking your cousins, maybe even your neighbor, that guy who cuts your lawns, your son's entire Little League Baseball club. Point is, it's a team effort. So get the Mammoth Pizza tonight at Mancino's Pizza and Grinders in Muncie on Bethel in front of Rural King.
Muncie's Sports Station, WXFN, Muncie, 1340 AM, and W275 AJ Muncie, 102.9 FM.
Cody Howard with the kickoff return all the way up on the squib kick to the 45-yard line. So Delta set up with good field position once again, but they have not been able to get a first down in this second half.
No, they have not, and Cody Howard made a nice run to get that back to the 45. Let's see if Delta can score here.
Hunt, who we've seen air it out a couple times here, this time will hand off to Conley. He goes right up the middle, continues to push. He's up in the air, and he's lifted up, and there's a flag, and that's going to give him the first down.
I think this is going to be a personal foul on Marion. They lifted him off the air, and I think that's illegal.
That is illegal, but with the power and strength he has shown today, give somebody credit for being able to lift him up. Maybe not the situation where you want to drive him up into the air.
They're going to call a face mask, I think, instead of the lifting, but that was a lot of interesting things happen in that pile there.
That's not as costly for this Marion defense as it was an incidental face mask, which only applies in the high school game nowadays. So it's a 5-yard penalty. It'll be first down and 3. The chains do not move. Misdirection to Stitt. And Abram Stitt is brought down at the line of scrimmage at the 48-yard line of Marion. So it'll bring up second down and 3.
They tried that counter play again, and it worked at the end of the first half, but so far in the second half they've lost yards.
And now the clock continuing to run, under 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. And Delta needs to make up a 4-score deficit in this sectional 20 title game in Class 4A. Right on the M at midfield stands Brady Hunt. He'll keep it himself on the quarterback keeper, and he has a hole. He's out to the 40, down to the 45 before he's hit from the backside and taken down out there on the side. Making the play out there for the Marion Giants was Tyler Coleman, the 5'10 senior. He has an interception 3 of the last 4 games, and Conley will take the carry up the middle, and this time will plow ahead for a first down, a gain of 20 yards up to the 15.
Well, and Delta's running tempo right now. Brady Hunt, 21 yards on his carry, and they were right back up to the line, and Evan Conley with another 20. So, Delta's pushing the foot on the gas here.
Not a lot of time to waste. Shotgun formation. Hunt takes the snap. He'll keep it himself this time, and he'll plow forward up to the 5-yard line, and that's going to be another first down to the 5-yard line for them, and a timeout. Or somebody, the near side official is going to blow the play dead, and a timeout will be called by the Giants defense and head coach James Bell. And while we have a moment here in this third quarter, we'd like to remind you, First County FCU, a credit union, is a member-owned financial cooperative existing for good of its members. Your deposits are loaned to your neighbors. Together, we strengthen the community. Experience what it's like to be a member. First County FCU, serving Delaware County. And now with this timeout, you mentioned that they're using tempo, which obviously you have to do when you're down 28 points. What kind of play do they go to here down near the goal line, because we've seen them struggle in the red zone lately?
I think what you do down here is one of two things. I think you go Evan Conley, your bread and butter right up the middle, or you do a little misdirection like they did at the end of the first half with Abram Stitt. I still think you keep the ball on the ground, but this is a big play right here. If Delta can get in the end zone with 5 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter, there's still plenty of game to go. And a couple 3-and-outs on defense, and that's been a tough ask so far, but this is one that they've got to push into the end zone.
Back out there, Brady Hunt. They'll go shotgun once again. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Conley the back to the right of Brady Hunt. He'll move him in motion. Now another man in motion is Whitfield, going from far to near side. Hunt will keep it himself, running to the near side. He'll plow over a defender and get down to maybe the 2-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 3, and he was undercut there on the play by the rover David Jones. And from this vantage point, it almost looked like he had the outside if he would have just cut it out.
It looked that way, but as you can see, as big and strong a quarterback as Brady Hunt is, he just put his head down and gained another yard or 2 that most quarterbacks can't do.
Under center, Hunt goes now. 3-point stance for Conley in the backfield. They'll hand it to him, and he is into the end zone. He plows through a couple of defenders as flags fly after the play. Going to assume that was extracurricular, and the touchdown will stand. We will await the official wording from the referee. But the back judge threw a flag very high into the air after Conley got up. So somebody might have said something, or hand fighting down at the bottom.
Yeah, and you never know. There's so much stuff that goes on the offensive line, and you never know. We'll see what the official says. The touchdown will stand, though.
A dead ball, personal foul, penalty on Marion. So the touchdown stands, and they will assess that on the kickoff. That's the 10th touchdown of the year on the ground for Evan Conley after he took over early in the season. They'll signal the penalty once again. They'll signal the extra point will be tried from the normal spot, and then the kickoff will be moved up. So they'll get the kickoff from Marion territory. So that's one where you might see.
I mean, there's an onside kick opportunity, but I'm sure Marion will be ready for it. But those are some of the things that you might have to take advantage of.
Belangi out with the hold. The kick from Griffiths is up, and it is good off the left foot of Zion Griffiths, so he puts through the extra point. The Delta Eagles are on the board. It's 28-7 with 4:47 to go here in the third quarter. They're kicking off from the 45. We've alluded to the onside kick opportunity. You assume Marion would put a bunch of guys there at that 35-yard line at the 10-yard mark, but is it worth the opportunity down 3 scores in the third quarter right now?
The other opportunity that you might have if you can do this as your kicker, and it depends on how much confidence you have in your kicker, is can you angle it down towards the 15 or 10-yard line without it going out of bounds and maybe pin Marion back deep in their own territory.
A slight wind from the left to the right. It's the south to the north here at Marion High School. That is the way that the Marion Giants move in this third quarter, and they're getting set to kick off. Delta is from their own 40, and the referee says you're going to kick off from the 45, so they'll move them up.
And I'm not sure what they're doing, but Brady Hunt is out here, Logan Maynor is out here, so that may signal
a hands team.
Something that Delta might be trying to do over here on the side, that we haven't seen before. So
Cody Howard up on the line for the Giants, Wyatt Bilby also. So the hands team out for the Giants of Marion, who lead by 21 points here in the third quarter. Griffiths taking his normal steps. The left footer will signal to everybody. Approach the ball, puts the foot into it, near side, a big bounce, but it is fielded over there on 2 hops by a Giants up man, and that will give them the ball with some decent field position for what it could have been. Javion Davis, the wide receiver who fields that kick, and the Giants take over, and the defense needs to make a stop now for Delta.
They do, and it actually was a pretty good onside kick. It hopped up, right at the last minute, but great job by Marion to cover that ball. But, I think it was worth the risk, really.
They'll start at their own 35-yard line. 4:45 to go here, third quarter, 21-point deficit facing the Delta Eagles.
And it looks like we have a new quarterback in there.
New quarterback is Kane Richardson, who we've seen do some throwing in the past couple of weeks. Hit a touchdown pass against Eastbrook. He's thrown for 272 yards. He'll hand it off this time up the middle for a gain of 3. I believe that's still Josiah Harvey out there taking handoffs and carries for Marion. So still have not seen Khalid Stamps or Malachi Silman here in this second half. Stamps with his hands on his side on the sidelines in the front row, watching on as another carry goes into the hands of Harvey. He'll move that one up past the 40. They'll mark him down right at the 40. The takedown on the play by the inside linebacker Braxton Edwards, who had 96 tackles on the season, 10 for a loss. And now all of a sudden it's 3rd down and 5, a chance for this Delta defense to get off the field on a 3-and-out.
Absolutely, big play here for Delta, and I don't know that what we're going to see from Marion, because we've seen different quarterbacks, different running backs, and they've all seemed to have worked out so far.
Richardson in the shotgun. He'll squat down to take the snap, hands off to Harvey, who skirts through a hole and then gets knocked down right before the line to gain. Coming in to make the hit on the play, Carson New. And that will bring up 4th down, and in comes the punter, J.D. Fagan. So an interesting series of plays, to say the least, from this Marion offense.
Very much, and this is a spot I don't think you go for it, but, Fagan's done a fantastic job of punting, and I think that's an understatement that we've not talked about much with Marion, as their special teams has been spectacular.
Edgerton back deep, standing on his own 15. Just outside his own 30 is Fagan. Hands high, ready for the snap. Spiraling snap right into the numbers. He'll put the ball on his foot, and a booming kick spiraling down into Edgerton's hand, who goes to the ground to field it on a knee. And they will take over at their own 17-yard line with 2:49. And here comes Brady Hunt in that offense. We'll see if they go to the air a little bit more here. Last time we saw them still primarily keep it on the ground, but they got outside the numbers.
They did, and I think you'll see that again. But one of the things that if you're Delta, you've got to play this in sections now. Your offense scored, your defense forced a 3-and-out. That's exactly what you needed to do. Now you need your offense to score. At 28-7, this ball game is still within reach, but you've got to play it in sections and win each section.
Man coverage on the outside. 7 in the box for the Giants defense. Under center is Hunt. He'll drop back to pass, look towards the outside. He has a man. It's a catch made. It's Maynard at the 25-yard line, spun forward to the 26. Spun down by Ty Coleman, who's been in a couple of pass breakups in this contest. But a chunk play right there of 9 yards. It's 2nd down and 1.
Yep, nice play, nice timing. Logan Maynard made a nice route, and Brady Hunt put the ball right on the money.
Hunt will go back under center. Back behind him in a 3-point stance. It's Conley who gets the ball, goes off the carry, trucks over one defender, and it takes 2 of them. One guy wrapping him up and one guy delivering a blow to take him down. And taking him down there was Aiden Fisher, the Rover linebacker on the near side, but it will move the chains and a 1st down out to the 31.
Yep, and that's what you need if you're Delta. Keep moving the chains and keep moving and getting positive yardage.
In the visiting white uniforms, they move from right to left here in the 3rd quarter. They snap it once again. A quarterback keep on the read play here from Hunt, and he'll spin down to the 36-yard line. So now chunk plays of 5 to 7 yards coming for this Delta offense as the clock continues to run under 2 minutes now.
And 4 or 5 yards of play, that you can continue to get down the field, and they're still, not as fast as they were on the last possession, but you can see they're definitely moving a little faster.
No more huddles for Delta. They're all checking the play sheet on their wrist. Hunt back to pass this time. Pump fakes, blitz comes, and he is going to go down. He was held down on the play down there by Jaquan Williams, who just held on to his feet until the linebacking trio there could come and jump on him, and there they lose all the yards they had gotten and some more all the way back to the 25, and now it's 3rd down and 16, and presumably you have no choice but to air it out.
Yeah, I think this is one of those plays where if you're deciding you're going to go for it on 4th down, kind of determines where you're going to throw the ball. If you want to get 8 or 9 yards back at least right here, to give you a manageable 4th down.
6 in the box. They show zone coverage on the outsides. Hunt will step up to throw the ball. He has Edgerton at the markers, and he got him. Edgerton has the ball across the 45. It's a 1st down out to the 46. So a gain of 21 yards, and somebody lost Edgerton looking in the middle of the field, and he just stopped at the markers and caught the ball.
They did, and great job by Edgerton, and here comes Delta again. Conley's loose.
Right back to Conley. He breaks one tackle at the line of scrimmage, and they can't bring him down all the way across midfield to the 40 and the 30-yard line, where they'll finally take him down. And Delta has a roll of steam, and once again, Marion will take a timeout, and Coach James Bell is not happy over there on the Marion sideline, and that's the 3rd time tonight. Once in the 1st half and twice now in the 2nd half, he's had to call a timeout just to get his defense lined up.
And you can see, and what's happening here in the 2nd half is when Delta goes to that, hurry up or tempo, Marion has really struggled to, either get set or whatever. But let's go back to the big 3rd down throw from Brady Hunt to Trevor Edgerton, knowing exactly where the 1st down marker was. Brady Hunt threw that ball on a zip, on a line, and that was that. If Delta does come back and win this game or something like that, that play may be the play of the game on that 3rd and 16, and that's where you have a senior quarterback like Brady Hunt and a senior receiver that knows how to get open and where the yard marker is.
Now, if you're the Delta offense, you've had some success through the air. That obviously, with the paired with the hurry-up offense, has given the Marion defense some fits in getting lined up properly, because when we've seen Conley get through those holes, they haven't been lined up in that no-huddle offense.
That's exactly right, and once Evan Conley breaks through that line, he has a huge advantage on these Marion linebackers and even their secondary. Even though they're faster than he is, he's so much stronger, and when he breaks through, it's hard for those guys to bring him down.
They don't track yards after contact in the high school game, but if they had that stat, he may lead the state in that category.
He might. Oh, but he's gone
all the way around the right side, and he is into the end zone off the 1st and 10 play. A 30-yard touchdown run, just a quarterback keeper around the numbers, and nobody touched him. And Delta is right back in this football game with 37 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, looking to cut it to a 14-point game.
And the momentum, we talked about how this sport is such a momentum builder, and if Delta can make this extra point, they have seriously cut into this lead, and Delta right now has all of the momentum.
Zion Griffiths in to attempt the extra point. A new holder onto the field for him will be Luke Belangi. Off the right foot of Griffiths, who's missed 5 times this season. Clean snap, clean kick. He will not make it 6. That one is through and good. And with 37 seconds left in the third quarter, the Giants still lead Delta 28-14, but all of a sudden things are a little bit more interesting now, mainly because Delta has all that momentum that you were talking about.
Absolutely, and here, I know this is, we talk about it all the time, this is a big play, but obviously, without the penalty from last time, you're not going to onside kick here. You still got a full quarter to play, but what you've got to do here if you're Delta is you've got to make sure that you tackle on this special teams play and keep Marion from making a big play and flipping the field.
Marion will go back deep to receive. Once they see the formation, they have a couple of the upmen scoot back to their original spots on the kick return game. Back deep to receive for the Giants is Zamir Burnett, the senior, along with Josiah Harvey. So Harvey will take over the spot that we've seen a couple times today from Josh Balfour, and he's been favored heavily in all assets of the game here.
Yeah, he has. And on this play right here, I'm not a football genius, but Mr. Barnett is the state runner-up in the 100-meter dash, so I would keep it away from him.
Griffiths puts his left foot into it. It's a squib, but there's an offsides penalty thrown by the far side judge, and that will back up the Delta kickoff back to the 35-yard line. And those are the little things in the game that sometimes they don't seem major, just 5 yards on the kickoff, but
well, now you're going to put Marion 5 yards closer on, and those 5 yards, the receivers are back at about the 20-yard line, where before, they were about the 10 or 15, and they do add up. But Delta, they haven't had very many penalties tonight, but, you don't want to have one right now.
Relatively clean game with the exception of a couple false starts from Marion's offense throughout this contest. Now back to the 35-yard line. The upmen scoot up 5 yards. Everybody scoots up 5 yards for the Marion return game. Still back there on the near side is Burnett along with Harvey. The left foot puts his foot into the ball. It's a squib kick. It'll be fielded by Harvey on the ground at the 20-yard line. He'll cut back to the near side, now back out to the far side, and he'll just fall down. He saw a rush of Delta defenders up there running at him, and he falls down about the 26-yard line, and that's where QB Jones will look to get something going for this Giants offense. And unless we see Kane Richardson again, we've seen him a couple of plays on that last possession.
Then it looks like we'll see Malachi Silman back out there, but I noticed after the last play for possession for Marion with Kane Richardson out there, QB Jones is back out onto the field.
So Jones and Silman now the tandem in the backfield. Still have not seen Cleed Stamps in this second half. Did have that play earlier where he got up a little slowly, but he played after that play, so maybe just precautions with the big lead in this second half, but they may put him back in later on. We'll have to see, but Silman in the backfield in the pistol with Jones now. Low snap, fielder given off to Silman, who plows ahead. Just put his head down and ran right through the line, but he gets stopped at the 29-yard line in there making the stop. A couple of the linebackers for the Delta Eagles, Whitmer and Drown, two of them in there. Second down and 6, as that will be the last play of this third quarter if they choose to make it so. And it looks like they're still looking at the sidelines. They may go for a hard count as the quarter draws near. 2 seconds left. Jones gets under, or in the shotgun, and the snap is dropped. He picks it up and begins to run backwards at the 18, now to the 20, and gets back to the 25-yard line. And they're actually going to mark him all the way up to the 27-yard line. So interesting decision to snap the ball one, and they avoid catastrophe once again. That's the third time they've avoided like a moment where they could just turn the tables on the game with a fumble.
And QB Jones, you got to give him credit. He doesn't panic, when that ball was snapped between his legs. And gosh, Marion's dodged a few bullets here tonight, and I'm not really sure why Marion would run a play at the end of that quarter. Now you run a third down, to start the fourth quarter, but you could have had a second down where you get the clock moving, and I don't understand that call, really.
We finished three quarters, 28-14. Giants have the ball. Third down and 7. And while we have a moment, remind you, Jason May, all across the county, drivers are reaping the rewards of safer driving with the updated Drive Safe and Save app from State Farm. Plus, with dynamic new features like interactive maps, driving tips, the pursuit of your discount is even easier. You can earn up to 30%. Just download the Drive Safe and Save app from State Farm to get started, or call State Farm agent Jason May. It will be QB Jones and Malachi Soman, who played 2 years at Delta, back into the backfield with them. Shotgun formation now, 2 wide receivers to the near side. They're still looking over, getting signals from the the quarterback's coach on the sideline. Man coverage on the outside, 3rd down and 7, ball on their own 27. Motion man. Shotgun snap, rolling to the near side as QB Jones drops back to pass. Blitz comes, he launches it up for grabs, and it is caught. Caught by Javion Davis, who is going down the sideline. He will be dragged down on the play by 8-yard pass and catch down to the 23-yard line of Delta. And you were talking about plays that may mark the game, and you might want to mark that one.
That could be right there. Delta had 2 defenders that got their hands on that ball, and Marion comes down with it. Huge play for the Marion Giants.
Back to the line quickly here for the Marion Giants, but now they'll let the clock run down a little bit. New back in the backfield for them is Winston Beatty. Next to QB Jones, they'll hand off to Beatty, and Beatty scoots through a hole in the middle and gets up into the red zone down to the 18-yard line of Delta as the clock continues to run, under 11 minutes to go. Back into the game is Josiah Harvey. They switch running backs frequently in the second half. Still haven't seen Khalid Stamps, who had a big game on the ground in the first half. 2 wide receivers to the far side as Marion leads by 14, looking for their first sectional title since 2018. Almost to the mark of 31 points per game, and another false start penalty on this Marion offense. And it will be a dead ball false start penalty, so that's the 5th time they've been called for a false start of some variety in this contest.
And it looks like it was Harvey, the running back, just wanted to get a little bit of a head start and get his momentum going, but that's a big play for the Delta defense to get that 5 yards back.
That'll draw Malachi Silman back into the game for Marion. Now it moves it back. 2nd down and 10, ball on the 24 Delta. Shotgun snap comes to QB Jones. He hands off to Silman, who gets up through the middle and gains back the penalty yardage, but not much more, back down to the 18-yard line. And they can run 40 more seconds off of the game clock in this situation. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Big 3rd down here for the Delta defense, and with the way Marion's moving the football, from the second quarter on, they might even go for it here on 4th down if they don't get this 3rd down.
Delta early, a big offensive line for Marion, averaging out to 6'2", 255. Position, and that will stop. It'll be the first field goal they've attempted this season. Poor game. This could almost be the thing that puts it away.
This could be, and he's got a good leg. He's kicked a lot of extra points and does a great job on kickoffs.
Length, and it is good. A man running off the edge puts Cody Howard for Delta. He had a free shot, but the kick is off from Giants. We'll take a break. Marion has the ball and a lot of work to do with 9 FM, 1340 AM, and search WXS.
That's just one thing.
But not in my credit union. They've accelerated the car.
And dial the number for Pizza King. An incredibly delicious royal beef pizza on the best crust you ever.
Listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
Back here at Marion High School, where Kyle Core puts a boot into one. It'll be fielded by Edgerton at his own 5-yard line. He'll run it back up the middle, up to the 20. Tries to cut outside, but he's hit right as he tries to make that move. And hitting him right first was Josh Balfour at the 20-yard line. And that will be where Delta's offense takes over, and they have lots of work to do and not a lot of time to do it.
No, and I think what you'll see again here is, you've got to go tempo, but you can still run the football. There's 9 minutes left. Clock stops at every 1st down.
Drags the defender past the 25 down to the 26-yard line, making the tackle there on the play, Marquis Smith. From their own 26-yard line, quick up to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback keeper for Brady Hunt this time, and he has a couple men out to block for him. He's up to the 50, gets a block down the sideline, 30, 25, 2 guys to beat, and he'll take the easy route out of the sideline. As closing in on him down was David Jones and Zamir Burnett, the safeties, but he gets all the way down into Marion territory and some more down to the 23-yard line, and more importantly for this Delta team, out of bounds.
Absolutely. Clock stops, a 52-yard run for Brady Hunt, and Delta's in business.
1st and 10, 8:33 to go in the game. Delta trails by 17. Conley with the carry evades one tackler, but he won't get past the gang of them waiting for him after that as he falls forward down to the 17-yard line. He'll end up with a gain of 6 on the play.
He just does not give up on any play.
It takes 2 or 3 guys to jump on his back to get him down.
One guy does not tackle Evan Conley.
Back up to the shotgun formation quickly. Hunt will keep it himself this time around the near side. Tries to get to the outside. He'll get out of bounds. No, they'll wave. The referee will signal to run the clock, so he landed out of bounds. They won't give it to him. Aiden Fisher on the tackle, and that will run the clock again down to the 16-yard line. 3rd down and 2. Man scurrying to get off the field for Marion. Gets off the field before Hunt keeps it himself, goes up the middle, plows his way through the 10-yard line. Ball falls out, but right there to fall on it for the offense was Braxton Edwards, the 6-foot senior lineman. And it will be a 1st down to the 10-yard line. And now it's 1st and goal. 7.5 in counting to go for this Delta offense. They trail by 3 scores. 2 wide receivers to the near side. It's Edgerton along with Titus Hill. The handoff goes up the middle to Conley, who gets hit, continues to fight, but will eventually be dragged down. Aiden Fisher in on that tackle as well. He'll get it down to the 6-yard line. It's a gain of 4.
And if you're Delta, you got to, you know, coming up on 7 minutes left in the game, you got to get moving here.
They move up to the line quickly. Again, a quarterback keeper from Brady Hunt who scrambles through, and he'll get tripped up by his own lineman who got thrown down on the play. Might have tripped over a defender, but he'll fall down at the 2-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2. Quickly up again. Hunt looks like a quarterback sneak. It will be. He'll push forward, and he continues to fall into the end zone, and we'll see if they blow the play dead for forward progress at a shorter mark. They will at the 1-yard line. And as the scrum continues to pair or get away from each other, as there was a big pile of players on the field, the clock continued to run, and Delta will burn their first timeout.
They will. Looks like we got an injured Marion Giant on the field.
A Giant is down near the goal line. Can't tell exactly who that is from this view. Take this moment to remind you YMCA supports Delaware County football on WXFN. YMCA. For more information, visit us online at muncieymca.org or call 281-YMCA, the Y, for a better us. Delta with the football, 6:33 remaining. It'll be 4th down and 1 for Delta when the timeout concludes. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining. Marion has 1 timeout, as a Marion player is still being tended to down near the goal line. Now, it's almost safe to say at this point with 6:33 to go, this 4th down and 1 is probably the ball game, and in the situation of this game, the season right here for Delta.
Absolutely, this is the ball game. This is your season. You know, you've run the ball really, really well the last quarter and a half. You've got, we're glad to see that the Marion Giant is walking off under his own power, so that's a good thing. But you've got a senior quarterback in Brady Hunt. You've got a senior running back in Evan Conley who's just bulldozed people. I think you put it in one of those 2 hands, and you get into the end zone.
Trevor Stone, the lineman who moved to defensive tackle just for this season, was the one down, and he will have to come off for at least 1 play onto the sideline as Brady Hunt and Evan Conley back onto the field with 6:33 to go. They're in the shotgun on 4th down and 1. It's a long 1-yard line. Hunt takes a snap. He'll keep it himself, dives over the pylon, loses the ball. It's signaled touchdown. Touchdown, the near side signal as he lost the ball, jumping over the pile, going to the goal line, and it will be a touchdown. So no reviews in the high school game. What they call is what stands. It is a 31-20 football game.
And that's one of the advantage of Brady Hunt being a 6'6" quarterback, is he just got up to the line and jumped over and reached over, and the official called it that he broke the plane of the end zone before the fumble. So big break there for the Delta Eagles.
Griffiths in to kick the extra point out of the hold of Belangi. And the officials reset for the extra point attempt. Now what could make it a 10-point game from Griffiths, and that's back down to 2 scores. Clean snap, quick kick is up. Low line drive, but it makes it through on an end-over-ring kick, and now it's 31-21 with 6.5 minutes left to go here in this contest. And with 2 timeouts to go, is this onside kick range?
Oh gosh, this is one of those that you've got to have the conviction. This is why I don't coach. This is a lot easier to sit up here, but if you've got confidence in your kicker that he can do that, because his first onside kick, Griffiths' first onside kick was a good kick. It just was fielded by Marion. They did a good job. I still think that you kind of try to pin him deep. You've got 2 timeouts. If you can get him, 3 and out, I still think you kick it away, or even at least squib it.
The only thing that might make you think a little bit more about the onside kick here is that a field goal doesn't make it a 3-score game if you do give them decent field position, and Delta hasn't kicked a field goal all season, so being a 10-point game, it's still really a 2-touchdown deficit for them.
Sure. Well, and we've got, like I said, we saw Brady Hunt come out the last time they tried an onside kick, and he's back out here today, or right now with Cody Howard and Logan Maynor on this near side, so they might try it again.
Griffiths lines up, angled, looking like he's going to kick it to the far side where 6 kick coverage guys are for Delta. He'll approach the ball on the tee, and that's where he'll kick it straight to the left side. High bounce, but it's going to bounce right out of bounds, and another solidly placed onside kick, just a little bit too hard.
It was that last bounce, that took a big hop, but I've been impressed with the onside kicks that they've tried. Really, nothing hurt. Now Marion will get the ball at the 45-yard line, but or 40-yard line, but at this point you have to have defensive stops, so it doesn't matter where they have the ball.
So that will place the ball where the ball went out of bounds on that penalty. That's going to mark it at the 46-yard line, and that's where QB Jones and his offense will take over. Josiah Harvey, who has had himself a second half all around. He had the long touchdown run earlier in the 3rd quarter, and he's taken the majority of the carries in this second half. He's back out there with Jones. Pistol formation. 2 wing players out, low snap. They'll hand off to Harvey. He'll shoot up the gut and go up to the 48-yard line. So a gain of 2, and he accelerated up the gut, but they did a good job of closing in on it.
Defensive line did a great job. It was Riley Wooden. It looks like Braxton Edwards was in on the play as well. And, Marion's going to milk the clock here, and I don't see them snapping the ball unless there's about 5 or 6 seconds left on that play clock.
Under 6 minutes before they snap this ball here on the next play. 2nd down and 8, ball resting at the 48-yard line of the Giants. Right on the yellow striping around the M at midfield. Pistol formation, Jones takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Harvey. Harvey slides by 1 tackler up to the 45, and that's going to set up 3rd down and maybe a half a yard for this defense of Delta. Down by 10 points with 5.5 to go. This is a big play. They'll substitute in a bigger back as well to complement Harvey in Joseph Delgado, the 185-pound sophomore. He's going to come in and be a part of the line, looking like an offset tight end on that left side, so possibly an extra blocker there for them.
Absolutely. Huge play for both teams right here. If Marion can keep the clock moving with a 1st down, that would put Delta really, really in a tough spot, but Delta's got to make a stop here.
7 in the box for Delta. They'll hand off to Harvey. Harvey finds a hole, and he has the 1st down and a little bit more. He might have had even a couple more chunks of yards, but he did fall down at the 37. That'll be enough to move the chains and do the job for Marion High School.
Well, and the clock keeps moving. We're under 5 minutes, and this is, another 1st down for Marion, would really, really put Delta in a tough spot.
1st and 10 as Marion awaits to take the snap. They were 8-3 on the year. They won 8 of their last 9 games coming into this. They're looking to make it 9 out of 10 and advance to next week's regional contest. Jones fields another low snap off the turf and hands off to Harvey once again, who scoots ahead for a gain of 2 yards up to the 30 36-yard line. Maybe the 36.5, so give them a yard and a half on the play. It'll be second down and a long 8.
And Delta's still continuing to hold on to their 2 timeouts, but you've got to wonder on the next play if they stop them, if they're going to start to use those as we approach 4 minutes.
Delta had to use 1 timeout earlier in this fourth quarter down on that last drive before the 4th down play when there was a pile up of bodies and they couldn't get everybody to the no huddle in time, and they wanted to save some time there. Fortunately for them, that does not bode well now, but it's second down and 8. Ball on the 36-yard line of the Eagles. Far hash. Jones is going to run it to the near side this time himself. Gets outside. He'll get up to the 36 again and is taken down. A hand on his helmet. They got lucky there was no face mask there. Diving in to make the play for the Delta Eagles was Carson New. And now, once again, it's third down and 6. Clock runs under 3:20 to go as Delta trails by 10, 31-21.
Well, this if you're the Delta Eagles or a Delta Eagles fan at this point, this is your ball game. A stop here and you're still in it. If a first down here makes it really, really difficult to be able to come back.
Shotgun formation. Harvey the back to the right of QB Jones. He'll take the snap, hand off to Harvey, who goes up the middle, gets a block, he escapes, pushes through, he has the first down, and that will allow the Marion Giants to run 2 more minutes off of this clock that's already under 3 minutes, and it is 31-21 in favor of Marion, and now it may take a miracle for this Delta football team.
Yep, and you're going to need a turnover right here. You know, not only do you have to tackle, well, but you might, try to strip the football, and you've got to create a turnover at this point.
Jones in no hurry as he's in the shotgun with Harvey. Play clock reads 9. Game clock 2:27 and counting. Ball on the 27-yard line of the Eagles. Low snap again, gives off to Harvey. Harvey finds a hole, gets up to the 22, maybe the 21 before he's ridden down by a pair of defenders. A timeout will come from Delta. That's their second. Logan Drown, the 4-year starter who's played around everywhere for Coach Overholt in his career, makes the tackle, but it is a gain of about 5 yards to bring up second down and 5.
And with Delta with 1 timeout left, and I know it's not hindsight's 20/20. Delta had to call timeout on that 4th down play. They gave him the timeout, and the Marion player was hurt. They wouldn't have had to use that timeout. It would have been an injury timeout, but they had already called the timeout before they got the pile unpiled, I guess.
Sometimes you'll see the referees give back the timeout to the team when they stopped it for a different reason. Didn't happen there. They may have wanted the extra time to draw up a play. As we alluded to then, that was the game at that point.
Absolutely.
So that might have been the thinking, but I guess hindsight, like you said, 20/20 for them, you probably didn't need to take it there.
You probably didn't, but like I said, you would never have known that there was somebody on the bottom of the pile that was injured, and so like I said, we have the benefit of that now, but I think it was the right call, for the timeout. That was the play of the game at that point, so you had to make sure you knew what you wanted to run.
Sectional 24A state tournament here in at Marion High School, Dick Luton Stadium, filled to the COVID capacity allowed by the state guidelines, and a solid crowd on hand, and they have made some noise for their Giants, and a solid crowd on the other side for Delta, who has been up at times, but this one right now, Delta's looking for a miracle. Second down and 5. Ball resting at the Eagles' 22-yard line. 2:14 reads on the game clock. Jones in the pistol formation this time. And he draws Delta offside, so they will not even have to run the ball, as Malachi Silman was back into the game at the running back position. That will move them 5 yards up, and
not quite a first down, but now they only need about a half a yard.
But now they have 2 plays, or arguably 3 plays, to get a half a yard. So a tall test for this Delta defense, who loads the box with 8 guys, man coverage on the outside. Silman moves, and he thought he had a false start penalty. It looked like he kind of put his head down, but that illegal motion move right there. They'll give the handoff to Silman. He's hit at the line, but he powers his way forward to the 15-yard line. That'll be 2:08 remaining in the contest, and the final timeout taken by Coach Overholt and the Delta Eagles. And now they're out of timeouts, 2:08 to go, so Marion will probably run the ball a couple more times, arguably, but they could take a knee and run it all the way down to 8 seconds before they have to run a 4th down play. So virtually this ball game has come to an end.
And if you're Marion, I think that's, probably what I would do. You run the risk of, we've seen low snaps, we've seen bad exchanges. At this point, you want to minimize all of the outside factors. But as you look back at the entire game, obviously things get magnified the later the game goes. But you can go back to the first 2 possessions of the game where Delta had the ball 1st and goal and couldn't get in the first quarter. And if you're going to lose by 10 points and you left some points on the board in the first quarter.
A reminder, while we have a moment during the timeout, Meeks Mortuary and Crematory is a proud supporter of high school sports on the radio. They would like to wish all Delaware County athletes good luck this year. Compete with a passion, character, and respect. Timeout breaking up here at Marion High School, and Marion is well on their way, 2 minutes and 8 seconds away from winning a sectional title for the first time since 2018. They didn't get one last season, but back in 2018 they had the regional run, and especially in a season of this caliber with it's been week to week, a little bit of skepticism whether you're going to get to play Friday nights. You never actually know. This is a big deal for this program, and QB Jones will hand off to Malachi Silman, who is stopped at the line of scrimmage, and that will allow the game clock to be run down all the way to about 1:23 before they have to take another snap, as Josiah Harvey will check back into the game for Silman.
Well, and again, Marion choosing not to take a knee. It's just if you're confident in your quarterback and your running backs to hang on to the football, this is a good move, but I would take a knee.
Which is interesting because we've seen a couple fumbled snaps and a couple fumbles just on a run here, but they've been good in the second half about controlling the ball. Jones will run it this time to the far side. He'll cut back over the middle, get hit by a group of Delta defenders, and they'll gain 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 6, as they only have to snap the ball one more time unless for some unforeseen circumstances they decide to throw the ball here and it's an incomplete pass or you run out of bounds or something of that nature, as the crowd stands and applauds here at Marion High School. Everyone on their feet on the home side. The players standing towards them, waving arms up and down as they celebrate what's going to be a sectional 20 title back here at Marion in 45 seconds. Shotgun formation. Jones takes the snap. He'll hand off. It'll be a run into the end zone for Josiah Harvey, and they will pad the stats here for Marion as it's now a 37-21 ball game with 36 seconds left to go, but a lineman is down on the play. That is Antoine Williams, the 6'1 sophomore, and he is down with 36 seconds to go, an extra point pending. And really that's the last thing you want to see here from Marion, is they're going to go on next week to play in a regional matchup, and you don't want anybody not to be available for that.
Absolutely. You hate to see that. And I didn't see what happened. It was, it wasn't involved in the play. It was kind of as he was coming off the sideline. So you're wondering, did he, tweak a knee or something like that? You hope not. But, you definitely don't want to see this as you move forward, that somebody might not be able to, to help you next week.
As he will get aided up by the coaches and training staff for Marion. 6'1", 295-pound sophomore starts at right guard for the Marion Giants, who have had a great push from their front line for the running game in this contest. They're over their average of 31 points scored. Go as far to say as they're probably somewhere near their average at 252 yards on the ground per game, if not more than that at this point.
And it's good to see a young man walk off under his own power. So hopefully, like I said, we don't want to ever speculate on an injury, but it looks like he's going to be okay.
The extra point will make it a 3-score game.
Please stay off of the field and the track after the game.
And Delta's season will come to an end. They will finish 8-3. They had a dominant performance through the first 5 games of the season. They scored 124 points in those first 5 games. And they've had one phenomenal season and a phenomenal tournament run through the first 2 weeks. The extra point up and good for Kyle Core makes it 38-21. And now here, if you're the Delta offense, are you just taking the knee or just handing the ball off one time and then taking the game, or are you still going to go down fighting?
I think what you do is, you set the tone as a program. The game isn't over until the scoreboard says 0. So the way, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but the way I would play it is you play it out all the way to 0. And if that means throwing it, if that means running it, I definitely wouldn't take a knee. But this is tough. These seniors have played football for a long time, and it happens every week and in every high school game across the state tonight. Somebody's taking off the uniform for the last time, and you really feel for these guys.
You do, but there's also a sort of appreciation because there are some schools across the state and in previous weeks who took off the uniform the last time without knowing it because their games were shut down due to COVID for the first time. So a sort of an appreciation with a different year, but also disappointing, especially for that senior class.
Absolutely, and we're very fortunate that the season that these kids have gotten to play, and I'm so grateful and happy for that. As a former athlete myself, it would have been rough to not finish a season.
Core will approach the ball for the final time, presumably this evening. An end-over-end kick angled towards the sideline will bounce out of bounds in the end zone. So it sneaks past the pylon, almost went out of bounds before the end zone. So they will take over at their 20-yard line with no timeouts and a 17-point deficit.
And it looks like Delta's Brady Hunt still out on the field, so they're gonna, looks like they're gonna play it out.
Hunt will go under center, and it looks
like they're gonna take a knee.
Conley's gonna go to his side. Maybe not. It looked like a victory. Not really a victory formation in this stance, but the setup for one. And Hunter will take the snap and hand it off to Conley, who goes up the middle. Conley will get up to the 30-yard line as Hunt will get back to the line very quickly with 24 seconds left, and they'll look to run a play again as another man runs onto the field and then runs off. They'll hand it back to Conley, who goes up the middle, and another first down for Delta will stop the clock at 12 seconds until they restart it. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. They may try to get one more play off here, 10 seconds left. And Hunt will go under center one final time for his career, barring a penalty. This time, a fake, and they'll hand it off to Whitfield, who will go around the edge, break one tackler, look to get back up to the middle of the field. He's still plowing his way through, fighting all the way to the end. He is taken down, and the Sectional 24A champions are the Marion Giants by a final score of 38-21. They will play East Noble on the road next weekend. We will be back to wrap this one up once again. The final score 38-21 in favor of Marion. The post-game show presented by Wallace Furniture is next. You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie Sports Station.
In 1930, H.J. Lehman opened his electric business in downtown Muncie. Now 85 years later, Lehman's Inc. provides that same quality service and installation for heating and air conditioning systems. If you are in need of service for your existing system, a trained Lehman's technician will diagnose the problem and provide a proposal for repairs. If you're looking to replace your current home comfort system, Lehman's is a trained comfort specialist for this area. It's hard to stop a train. Call for an appointment to receive a free appraisal. Lehman's also offers financing for your new system. We're Lehman's. We're here for you.
Hi, this is David Cox, president of the Meeks Mortuary and Crematory. I've been in the service industry for 22 years, which means I've cared about this community for 22 years. That's something I don't take lightly. High school sports is an extremely important part of this community. Meeks Mortuary is a proud supporter of Delaware County high school sports. We believe being part of a team brings benefits to student athletes far beyond winning.
Do you know if you have a game next week or anything?
But most importantly, everybody's passion, character, and respect.
Basketball season. Long-term, septic and plumbing system maintenance can save you money. Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown can install new systems and maintain or repair your current one. And remember, every election year, you should have your septic system pumped for optimum effectiveness. Check out Reed's Plumbing on Facebook for more information and in the monthly Great Deals magazine for special offers and tips all year. With the help of Reed's Plumbing, your plumbing and septic issues are taken care of. Proudly serving East Central Indiana. Call the best, flush the rest. Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown, 744-7950.
Hi, I'm injury attorney Mitch Pippin. When I began practicing in 1996, I did so with a commitment to my clients to be accessible whenever they needed me. To that end, I've recently added yet another way to have your personal injury questions answered immediately. Now you can also text me any question and get immediate response from yours truly. To learn more, visit me at MitchPippinLaw.com.
Mitch Pippin, results with integrity.
You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
Back here at Dick Luton Stadium in Marion High School, this is the Walls Furniture post-game show. Our final score tonight, Marion wins the Sectional 20 title 38-21 over the Delta Eagles. And Rob, a tough one for this Delta football team who had it going early, just couldn't find a way to get into the end zone.
Yeah, and you know, credit the Marion Giants. You know, they came out and, you know, made some great stops in the first quarter to keep Delta out of the end zone. You know, if Delta scores on those first two possessions and goes up 14-0, that changes the whole complexion of the game. So, you know, you really, you know, credit Marion. You know, Delta did a great job in the second half of fighting back, cutting it to, you know, 28-14, and really had a lot of momentum. You know, then, you know, made field goal, kind of put it out a little bit out of reach, but you know, again, very well played high school football game, and you know, congratulations to Marion, and also congratulations to the Delta Eagles on a great season.
The final statistics are on the way, as well as the play of the game and the game-changing play, all that coming up on the Walls Furniture post-game show. This is Delaware County football. You're listening to high school football on Muncie Sports Station 102.9 FM, 1340 AM. Search WXFN on your smartphone's app store.
Hi, this is Craig with Walls Furniture. Every day people ask me, how's business?
You want 1 or 2 minutes?
It's unpredictable, and it's always changing.
It's up to you.
Walls Furniture offers a no-contact delivery.
I don't know if are we expecting the coach to come up and...
We've updated our website for a much easier shopping experience.
Branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
Gaddis Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Muncie is your new and used vehicle dealer in Muncie. Drive the stylish and roomy 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude with 4-wheel drive. The 2020 Ram 2500 Laramie Crew Cab has a 6.7-liter i6 engine to get the job done. And the customizable 2020 Ram 1500 and Ram 2500 for any size workload. Gaddis Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is on the corner of Centennial and Wheeling in Muncie. And browse the entire inventory at BillGaddisChrysler.com.
With 2 100-yard rushers. Abram Stitt, 3 carries for 47 yards. Javon Whitfield, 2 carries for 4 yards. Receiving, Logan Maynor, 1 catch for 9 yards. Trevor Edgerton, 2 catches for 29 yards. And Titus Hill, 1 catch for 15 yards. For Marion, passing, QB Jones really did a nice job tonight. 4 for 6 on the night for 100. 29 yards. Khalid Stamps, who we did not see at all in the second half, 10 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. Malachi Silman, 8 carries for 20 yards. QB Jones, 8 carries for 66 yards. Winston Bailey, we saw 1 carry, 5 yards. Josh Balfour, 1 carry for 4 yards. And Mr. Harvey did the load in the second half. 14 carries for 97 yards and a 41-yard touchdown run in the second half. Receiving Josh Balfour, 1 catch, 8 yards. Braxton Delgado, 2 catches for 76 yards, one of those a 57-yard touchdown, and Javion Davis, a big catch in the second half, 1 catch for 42 yards.
Postgame statistics are brought to you by First County Federal Credit Union. A credit union is a member-owned financial cooperative existing for the good of its members. Your deposits are loaned to your neighbors. Together, we strengthen the community. Experience what it's like to be a member. First County FCU, serving Delaware County. Now we move over to the play of the game, which is presented by the Muncie YMCA.
Well, for the play of the game, I'm actually going to go with the 48-yard pass that Javion Davis caught. Big third down. It was 28-14. Delta had just scored, and QB Jones threw a pass that a couple Delta defenders could have had, and Javion Davis came down with it to secure the first down and really kind of seal the game.
For more information, visit us online at muncieymca.org or call 281-YMCA, the Y for a better us. We'll be back to wrap it up here with the game-changing play and defensive stuffer when we return. Once again, our final score 38-21 in favor of the Marion Giants. You're listening to Delaware County Football on Muncie Sports Station 102.9 FM, 1340 AM. Search online WXFN in your iPhone, smart or mobile phones app store.
Hi, this is Pete Dahl from Sheriff Goslin Roofing. It's our favorite time of the year in East Central Indiana. Bonfires, football, and beautiful cool evenings to spend with family and friends. Don't forget that fall is also a great time to have Sheriff Goslin finish that roof project you've been putting off all year. So if you need Sheriff Goslin Roofing, remember to call Pete Dahl, y'all.
Quality work since 1906. Sheriff Goslin Roofing, worryfreeroof.com.
It's the biggest pizza you'll ever see. The Mammoth at Mancino's Pizza and Grinders in Muncie. 24 inches of pizza perfection. Fully customizable to satisfy even the most difficult tastes. In fact, it's so big, you need to invite the whole family just to finish it. We're talking your cousins, maybe even your neighbor, that guy who cutting lawns, your son's entire Little League Baseball club. The point is, it's a team effort.
Is that okay,
Hit the Mammoth Pizza tonight.
That's fine. Maybe we'll do the
Grinders in Muncie.
last segment here.
Run a rural case.
You're listening to Delaware County High School football on Muncie's Sports Station.
Welcome back to the post-game show here presented by Walls Furniture. Tonight, the final score 38-21 in favor of the Marion Giants. They take home the 4A Sectional 20 title. The game-changing play of the game is brought to you by the University Avenue Dental.
Game-changing play of the game, we're going to go with the Harvey 41-yard touchdown run that gave Marion the biggest lead of the night at 28-0, and really kind of put Delta behind the 8 ball, and so that will be the game-changing play of the game.
The game-changing play of the game is brought to you by University Avenue Dental. University Avenue Dental and Dr. Greg Pyle are focused on your total health. And now for more experience, they've added East Central Indiana native Nick Muchum to strengthen their community and patient-focused approach. At University Avenue Dental, it's always a one-on-one approach with each patient to fully service their needs. The team at University Avenue Dental is proud to be in this community and support local athletics. For more information, visit drgregpyle.com on how they can help you. The defensive stuffer of the game is brought to you by Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown.
Well, we're going to go with the entire Marion defensive line. Did a great job all night, limiting Delta really until the late in the second half when they made their run. But early in the first half, first quarter, they stopped Delta at the goal line a couple times, and the entire Marion defense did a nice job tonight.
The defensive stuffer of the game is brought to you by Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown. Reed's Plumbing in Yorktown take pride in supporting Delaware County student athletes. Reed's is your one stop for all plumbing needs and more. Call today at 744-7950 to find out how they can help you. Call the best, flush the rest. Reed's Plumbing. And finally tonight, the player of the game. This one presented by Tuffy Auto Service of Muncie, and a lot to choose from here.
We can choose from a lot, but I really think that QB Jones, the quarterback from Marion, did a really nice job all night. One of the things that we talked about going in is that they didn't throw the ball very much, but he was 5 for 6 for 129 yards and a touchdown, and really did a nice job of commanding the offense.
The player of the game is presented by Tuffy Auto Service of Muncie. Tuffy Auto Service is going to sell you a bunch of stuff isn't going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need for your car. Rather, they will educate you and let you make the decision on what's best. Tuffy Auto Service on McGillen Road in Muncie. This has been the Walls Furniture post-game show. At Walls Furniture, there are no gimmicks. They are here to make you most comfortable at your home. Check out their selection off of Nebo Road in Muncie or anytime at wallsfurniture.com. Proud to support this community. We thank you for your time this evening. Thank you to Maxwell Reinhardt back in the Muncie Sports Station studios for producing today's game. This will wrap up the football schedule on WXFN. One last time tonight in a game that took 2 hours and 9 minutes to play. The Marion Giants win the Sectional 20 title for Class 4A by a final score of 38-21 over the Delta Eagles. For Maxwell Reinhardt and Rob Robbins, I'm Ryan Soule saying good night.
Thanks for listening to Delaware County High School Football.
Thank you, Maxwell.
Thank you guys. Have a good night. Sports Station, 102.9 FM, 1340 AM, and WXFN.com. This broadcast has been brought to you by all the